Good morning. Welcome to all of you to Vision IS. This is the first batch for the new exam year. Myself, Ashish Kumar, and I take polity governance here in Vision IS. My writing is, I've learned actually calligraphy, so I write that way. Try to understand this. And this is the mantra to clear this exam: minimum possible time, minimum side effects. Okay? Try to be happy all through when you prepare for the exam. And if you're happy, the results will also be happier. Okay? And happy means that just be relaxed with mind. Do not be overly sincere and do not be underly sincere. Okay? Maintain a balance between your mental health and studies. And for mental health, remain always happy even if you know there is no point to be happy. Okay? Koshish karo. Feel karo. Daily at least 2-3 incidents will take place about which you can feel happy about. Even if they are very trivial, try to be positive in every situation. Being positive is a very big requirement of this exam. Do not be pessimistic. Do not be extremely serious as many people are. Some people think that if we will smile, God will watch us and He will take revenge in pre. ऐसा नहीं है. Okay? इतना serious होने की जरूरत नहीं है. हाँ, पढ़ाई जरूर करो. You must be studying at least 8 to 9 hours daily, including class. 3 hours class and after that 6 to 7 hours of self-study is enough to crack this exam if you consistently study for 1 year. अगर एक साल आपने 10 घंटे पढ़ाई कर ली तो आपका सिलेक्शन होने में कोई बहुत बड़ी बाधा आएगी नहीं. And let me tell you, number of hours will not matter. The quality of hours will matter. For example, if you study for 10 hours and out of the 10 hours, 8 hours you are spending on WhatsApp. भाई, how do you study, sir? With books? और साथ में क्या होता है? Mobile phone. देखो, now when you study one line, one message comes, you reply. Other line, other message comes, you reply. Cut off from mobile phone, cut off from social media till the time you clear this exam. Okay? Because this takes much energy and this takes much concentration also. Focus on studies and focus on your health, mental as well as physical, till the time you are in the preparation mode. Point clear? Now, let me discuss the basic structuring of polity governance in this examination. Civil services. Polity governance comes in, sir, which paper? Pre or mains? Both. Pre में भी आता है और mains में भी. How many questions come in pre? 100, sir, 100. 100 क्वेश्चन आते हैं प्री के अंदर. Out of these 100 questions, how many belong to polity? Around 100 क्वेश्चन आएंगे, उसमें से पॉलिटी के कितने क्वेश्चन होंगे? कितने सर? 12 मिनिमम होंगे and maximum it can go to 25 questions. मतलब 1/4 paper can also be based on polity, hardcore polity. So polity is extremely important for this exam, particularly pre. Point clear? And let me tell you, there are basically 4 pillars for pre. Polity, economics, and nowadays environment, and then what you call as history. These are the 4 pillars from traditional areas. You have to have a good grip on these things. Earlier it was geography, now it is geography, or you can call it environment. Okay, it is diffused. Geography and environment is kind of, diffused with each other. And something which is having as good as weightage of all these 4 is what you call as current affairs. In current affairs, they can ask you any question on current. For example, अभी मैं आपसे क्वेश्चन पूछता हूँ, which is actually a question of environment, geography, current, science and tech mix. Monkey fever is caused by bacteria, fungi, virus or protozoa. ये पढ़ा है आपने कभी? This is a question of current. Where was the recent outbreak, sir? Where was the recent outbreak of monkey fever? Karnataka, Shimoga district. है कि नहीं है? And what is the biggest reason that this fever has taken an outbreak? ये फीवर इतना ब्रेक क्यों हुआ? अभी क्या रीजन है उसका? पेपर पढ़ा है आपने? न्यूज़पेपर यू रेड? द रीजन वाज आल्सो गिवन. व्हाट इज द रीजन? मंकी को क्या हुआ? हाँ And they have given a very big reason that this is the reason these fevers are now coming up to human population also. What is the reason? Encroachment in wild habitat. We are entering into the wild habitat. Few viruses and few microorganisms which were limited to the habitat are now entering us because we are entering there. है कि नहीं? वो वायरस पहले उसी जगह पे थे, अब हमारे अंदर भी आ रहे हैं क्योंकि हम वहां पर जा रहे हैं. Human encroachment in the wild is the reason that these viruses are spreading into human population also. And this was given in the paper very, very clearly. So all this plus current affairs is key for pre. Anyways, let's come back to polity. Polity का weightage कितना है? इतना. In which paper of mains polity governance will come? Sir, कितने पेपर है मेंस के अंदर? GS के? 4. GS1, GS2, GS3, GS4. Polity governance will come in which paper? 4 papers. GS1, GS2, GS3, GS4. Polity governance will come in which paper? GS2. Okay. Polity governance will come in what is known as GS paper 2. And broadly, I can divide this whole paper in 4 sections. GS paper 2 I can divide in broadly 4 sections. 1, questions may come from an area which is known as polity. Other questions may come from an area which is known as governance. Third, questions may come from an area which is known as international relations. Fourth, questions may come from an area which is known as what? Welfare schemes. Okay. Or you can say kind of social issues to nahi bolna chahiye, welfare schemes and social measures. Now, what is the weightage of GS paper 2? 250. Paper आएगा तो 250 marks का आएगा. 250. Out of this 250, how many, what is the weightage of polity questions? 250 में polity के कितने क्वेश्चन आ सकते हैं सर? What is the weightage of polity? भाई, you must have gone through the syllabus also, no? What is the weightage of polity out of 250? Sir, around 100 marks questions will belong to polity. Around 100 marks question will belong to polity. ठीक है? And then, what is the weightage of what you call as governance? Sir, copy खोलो. कोई बात नहीं, कॉपी वॉपी खोलो और अगर कुछ लगता है समझने लायक है तो लिख भी लो. देखो मैं आपको बताता हूं, दिस क्लास, एटलीस्ट ऑफ माई क्लास, हियर यू हैव टू बी इन्वॉल्व फॉर ऑल द टाइम वी आर इन द क्लास. इन्वॉल्व मतलब व्हाटएवर आई एक्सप्लेन, कीप टेकिंग इट डाउन. इट विल हेल्प यू इवेंचुअली एट वन स्टेज ऑफ टाइम. बिलीव मी, अभी इज द फर्स्ट क्लास. व्हेन वी कंप्लीट द कोर्स यू विल टेल मी बैक दैट यस दिस हेल्प अस लाइक एनीथिंग. व्हाटएवर आई एक्सप्लेन, इफ यू कीप राइटिंग, this will help you at any stage of examination. Do not just sit and watch me, it will be very boring. क्योंकि बाहुबली भी अगर 3 घंटे देखोगे तो बोर हो जाओगे. ठीक है सर, तो थोड़ा बहुत नोट भी करो. गवर्नेंस का वेटेज कितना है? What is the weightage of governance, sir? Around हाँ, around 60 to 65 marks questions can come on governance. What is the weightage, approx weightage of international relations? Out of 250, 100 marks polity, 60-65 marks governance. What can be the weightage of IR? Sir? Around 50 marks. It can vary, plus minus 10-15. What is the weightage of this welfare schemes? 30 to 35 marks. There can be some variations, but broadly this is the basic distribution of marks. Polity has got the maximum weightage here. Now if in mains, well, let me tell you, there are some people who have this kind of orientation that I will focus myself completely on pre. But they think if I clear pre, job is done. Clearing pre is not the end of it. It's only the beginning. You have finally to clear the pre as well as mains as well as interview. And for that you have to have a different strategy. Pre and mains are completely different game. Prepare yourself accordingly. Okay. And believe me, if you have a self-belief, if you have the faith in yourself, you can clear all the 3 steps. काफी सारे लोग ऐसे भी होते हैं जो आते तो हैं, कोचिंग ज्वाइन भी करते हैं, but somehow down the line they feel that they cannot do it. Do not feel at any stage you cannot do it. Anybody and everybody can do it, provided you are serious about the preparation and you are guided properly. Right, sir? Now, what can be the areas in the mains exam or the questions in the main exam which you can call as a question of polity? Sir, copy खोलो. नहीं लाया हूं. क्यों? Most related to constitution. For example, what can be the question which can be a question of polity? कोई भी example? Related to fundamental rights, because fundamental right is in न्यूज. आप याद रखिएगा, क्वेश्चंस इन मेंस विल बी इंस्पायर्ड बाय करंट इवेंट्स. पॉइंट क्लियर सर? क्वेश्चन इन मेंस विल बी इंस्पायर्ड बाय करंट इवेंट्स. Current events will reflect in the questions in mains. For example, this year, the last year, what have been the hot areas in polity? पिछले एक साल में polity में क्या क्या major areas discuss हुए? Just come out vague. Whatever you know. Do not feel shy. Do not feel shy that if I give a wrong answer, the person sitting at the back will laugh at me. Let him laugh at you. There is a person sitting at the back of him also. Okay? So don't worry. सबका नंबर आएगा, कोई घबराओ मत कि मेरा नंबर लगेगा और बाकी बच जाएगा. पीछे तक सबको पकड़ा जाएगा. हाँ जी सर, बताओ कोई भी क्वेश्चन. फंडामेंटल राइट्स. एक सेकेंड. फंडामेंटल राइट्स. टेल मी इन व्हाट कंटेक्स्ट फंडामेंटल राइट बिकम्स इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर योर कमिंग एग्जामिनेशन, प्री और मेंस. फंडामेंटल राइट्स आपके लिए इंपॉर्टेंट क्यों है? कुछ हुआ है फंडामेंटल राइट्स को लेकर पिछले साल? डिड समथिंग हैपन रिगार्डिंग फंडामेंटल राइट्स लास्ट ईयर? Did something happen regarding fundamental rights last year? Right to privacy, right to reputation, and the biggest thing is entry into Sabrimala. भाई entry into Sabrimala हुआ है कि नहीं हुआ है? Issue. What is a significant aspect of entry of women in Sabrimala that relates to fundamental right? Women entry को लेकर fundamental right पे क्या effect आया है? हाँ जी सर. See, when women is prevented from entering inside a particular temple, in this particular case, it's not only about gender inequality. Yes, it is also about gender inequality, but it is something as a landmark case which media has not projected much. I don't know for what reason. Media has not put focus on one of the areas which is extremely crucial and strange thing. Entry of women into Sabrimala, if banned, it's a practice which we call as untouchability. Because you consider women as impure. When you consider somebody as impure and you show discrimination, that is nothing but practicing what? Untouchability. अगर आप women को बोलते हो you are impure, please stay out, you are practicing untouchability, and that is not allowed under Article 17, fundamental rights. If you say women is impure, we don't allow her inside, you are practicing untouchability, which as per Constitution of India is not allowed under Article 17. इसीलिए सबरीमाला को लेकर क्वेश्चन बन सकता है, मगर क्वेश्चन सबरीमाला में नहीं बनेगा. क्वेश्चन विल नॉट कम ऑन सबरीमाला. क्वेश्चन में कम ऑन इंपॉर्टेंस ऑफ फंडामेंटल राइट्स एंड द रोल प्लेड बाय जुडिशरी इन प्रोटेक्टिंग द फंडामेंटल राइट्स. अगर क्वेश्चन आता है तो क्वेश्चन ये आएगा कि व्हाट इज द इंपॉर्टेंस ऑफ फंडामेंटल राइट्स एंड व्हाट रोल हैज जुडिशरी प्लेड इन प्रोटेक्टिंग द फंडामेंटल राइट्स. नाउ टेल मी, if this question comes in exam, that what role judiciary has played in protecting fundamental rights. See, I just presume that you have the basic understanding, the basic, most basic. School से तो how many of you have gone through school? Everybody. तो ये सब तुमने किया है वहां पे, थोड़ा सा आइडिया है हमको. If question comes, the role of judiciary in protecting fundamental rights, can anybody answer? अगर क्वेश्चन आता है कि what is the role of judiciary in protecting fundamental rights, you can answer this question only when you have something in grip. What is the role of judiciary in protecting fundamental rights? एक second sir. What is the role of judiciary in protecting fundamental rights? You can answer this only when you have something in your grip. What is that something? Sir, something is current affairs. वो यही पूछ रहा है कि पिछले एक साल में जुडिशरी ने क्या क्या किया है फंडामेंटल राइट्स को प्रोटेक्ट करने के लिए. He is asking what judiciary has done in the last 1 year to protect your fundamental rights. And only when you know the current events, then only you can answer this. What role has been played by judiciary in protecting your fundamental rights? 1, allowing you to enter inside Sabrimala. 2nd, allowing you to enter inside Shani Shingnapur temple. Allowing you to enter inside what? Haji Ali Dargah. और कुछ? Saying that right to privacy is right to life. आधार केस में बोला उन्होंने. Scrapping this homosexuality as a crime. Section 377. ये अपने आप में क्या है? This is all but you know because Supreme Court ने क्या बोला? Sexual orientation is your free choice, and if you don't have a sexual orientation choice, your life is in danger. मतलब Article 21 is in danger. Thus they scrapped homosexuality as a crime. उसके बाद there was one more effort made by Supreme Court of India to strengthen fundamental rights. वो क्या? अब वही LGBT में आ गया, homosexuality में आ गया ना वो 377. हाँ, right to choose your own identity. You can choose whether you want to declare yourself if you are transgender. You want to declare yourself as male, okay, irrespective of your biological identity. If you want to declare yourself as male or female, you are free. उसके बाद adultery law, was it not scrapped? Now under adultery law, not only men will be, sorry, even a man will also not be punished. Earlier only men was punished under adultery law. That was also to safeguard fundamental right or not? Bringing equality between male and female, Article 15. If you are getting only 1%, it's not your fault. I have not even started teaching. I'm just having a basic broad discussion, okay? Don't worry. ऐसा मत समझ लेना कि FR शुरू हो चुका है. I have not started teaching anything. I'm just having a basic broad discussion on the things, right? The question can come on fundamental rights. What other areas on polity question can come? Because that thing was in news last year. Powers of governor. Very good. Governor have been in news for various reasons, good and bad, and thus question can come on governor. Sir, what so has happened in the office of governor that the question can come? गवर्नर के ऑफिस में ऐसा क्या हुआ है कि गवर्नर का क्वेश्चन आ सकता है एग्जाम में? क्या हुआ है? What so has happened? जम्मू कश्मीर में गवर्नर रोल भी लगा हुआ है. Moreover, in some states, governors have shown very strange behavior. For example, last year, Manipur, Goa, elections took place. Governor did not invite the party which was the largest party after the election. Governor invited the second largest party. Elections हुए. Congress was the party with maximum seats. Magar Congress was not called to form the government. Who was called to form the government? BJP. So it was a controversial role of whom? Governor. उसके बाद governor was in news for one more reason. वो क्या था? कर्नाटका में भी था. मेघालय में governor gave a speech in Hindi. Now that became an issue that how can you give a speech in Hindi where in a state where minimum people know Hindi. उसके बाद this shows the importance of question on governor as well as on Hindi. Question हिंदी के ऊपर भी आ सकता है. Status given to Hindi in the Constitution of India. हिंदी के ऊपर क्वेश्चन इसलिए आ सकता है because governor gave speech in Hindi. Apart from this, Hindi was in news for one more reason. What was that? United Nations. Shashi Tharoor said that Hindi should not be made a language in official language in UN. But Sushma Swaraj says no, Hindi should be made the official language in UN even if we have to incur a small cost. थोड़े पैसे खर्च होते हैं तो होने दो, हिंदी को ऑफिशियल लैंग्वेज बनाना चाहिए. किसका? UN का. That was opposed by Shashi Tharoor. What and the potential question in the mains, because those things have been in news all through last year or last year. हाँ सर, बहुत ही बढ़िया. सेंटर स्टेट रिलेशंस. और कुछ आपको नहीं लगता इलेक्शंस होने वाले? Elections are coming and elections have been in controversy all the year last year. And the role of election commission in conducting free and fair elections. Did not people say election commission is becoming biased towards government? भाई ये बीच में बात उठी थी कि नहीं उठी थी? That EVMs are being hacked. EVMs are being hacked because election commission was favoring whom? Government. We do not say this. It was alleged. We have to prove that no, election commission of India is an autonomous body. Let me tell you one more thing. When you appear in this exam, from day one, keep aside the rebel in you. भाई हम सब के अंदर क्या? Being youth, we have a kind of rebellion in us. Please suppress the rebellion in you if you have against the government. Your personal opinion against the government should not reflect on the paper. If you are having an extreme view against the government or against the system, please flush it out. Because yes, you may be right also, but this can cost you an attempt. हो सकता है आप सही भी बोलो, मगर उससे आपका एक attempt चला जाएगा, उससे फायदा क्या है? Personal emotions have no place here in this examination. You have to maintain a balance because tomorrow you are about to be a bureaucrat. When you are a bureaucrat, you cannot just be impulsive. You cannot be emotional about your thoughts. You have to be very balanced, and your balanced opinion should reflect on the paper. For example, अभी देख लो आप, demonetization was good or bad? Somehow it is good, somehow it is bad, but it was done with the right intention. आपको ये believe करना है. You may be knowing whatever you know, okay? Magar you have to show as if you have full faith in the system. It was done with the right intention. Do not always be apprehensive about the things, at least till the time you are an aspirant. Okay? Question आ सकता है गवर्नर पे, फंडामेंटल राइट्स पे, सेंटर से रिलेशन पे, इलेक्शंस पे. क्वेश्चन आ सकता है इमरजेंसी पर भी, because in between there was an issue coming up that let's end the very concept of putting president rule in a state. Article 356 को उड़ा दो. Let's abolish this whole concept of Article 356. Okay, president rule को हटा दीजिए. Ma'am, at the end of the class, you have an orientation session. for 15 minutes, which was to begin at the beginning of the class, but it will take at the end now. थोड़ा आइडिया दे रहा हूं मैं आपको. Okay, do not take any kind of tension. Be free in this class. I'm just giving a broad idea about this examination. What I mean to say is this: these things have been in news, so these things can come in examination. Which examination? Means what can be the potential question on topic of governance? गवर्नेंस पे कौन से क्वेश्चन आ सकते हैं, कौन से एरियाज होते हैं गवर्नेंस के? व्हाट आर द ब्रॉड एरियाज विच यू कॉल एज एरियाज ऑफ गवर्नेंस? गवर्नेंस के कौन से एरियाज हैं ब्रॉडली? हाँ, नीति आयोग कह सकते हो सर. आप पहले बोलिए रोल ऑफ सिविल सर्विसेज. दिस ईयर फॉर यू पीपल दिस इज एक्सट्रीमली 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 इंपॉर्टेंट एरिया. रोल ऑफ सिविल सर्विसेज. अरे लिख लो आपके लिए सर, ओनली फॉर यू. मुझे तो रटा हुआ है. ये बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट एरिया है. रोल ऑफ सिविल सर्विसेज इज अ पार्ट ऑफ सिलेबस, एंड इफ यू डोंट हैव सिलेबस प्लीज बाय इट टुडे. At least go through the broad areas which can come in examination, right? This is a part of GS paper 2, role of civil services in democracy. Tell me sir, why is this area a potential area in examination this year? मतलब आप जब एग्जाम दोगे, why this is a potential area for your examination? Role of civil services. If you know, don't worry. If you do not know, do not feel, sir? Lateral entry, very good. Government ने क्या बोला है? इन सिविल सर्विसेज वी आर अबाउट टू हैव लेटरल एंट्री. लेटरल एंट्री होती है जो एंट्री से लेट के होती है, समझ रहे हो? फ्रॉम नॉन गवर्नमेंट टू गवर्नमेंट, इफ यू पिक अप ऑफिसर्स दैट इज नोन एज लेटरल एंट्री. भाई हम तो वी जस्ट राइज द रैंक वर्टिकली. फ्रॉम बीइंग ऑफिसर वी बिकम सीनियर ऑफिसर, सीनियर ऑफिसर, सीनियर ऑफिसर. दिस इज नोन एज वर्टिकल एंट्री. बट इफ यू टेक अप डायरेक्टली, लेट्स से अर्लियर यूआईडी, यूनिक आईडी अथॉरिटी ऑफ इंडिया, which gives you Aadhaar number. Initially it was headed by whom? Nandan Nilekhani was the chairman of UID. Beginning में UID is a government department, है कि नहीं है? Now Nandan Nilekhani was an IAS or IPS? Nandan Nilekhani was not a government servant. He was the boss of Infosys. Directly from being boss of Infosys, he was picked up and made a part of government system. So from non-government, did not he enter into government directly? These kind of entries are known as lateral entry. Government wants to promote lateral entry. What is the other reason, sir? I feel this is an important area of examination. बताइए, इतना कुछ हुआ है इसके ऊपर. हाँ, yes, again this is lateral entry, है ना? Shah Faisal, one of the toppers of this examination, 2010 he topped this exam. He left the service and he is about, he has entered into politics. Now it's been a trend that many civil servants are leaving civil services and they are entering into politics. Probably a question can come on the political biasness of these civil servants. Shah Faisal ने एक word भी use किया था, I'm an activist, I'm a civil servant activist. अब वो activist है कि नहीं ये तो मैं prove करूंगा आपको क्लास के बीच में. Whether he's an activist or not, I'll prove that within the class itself. But the point is that he has touched an area which is as part of the syllabus of GS paper 2, civil servants activism. उन्होंने वर्ड डाल दिया तो एग्जाम में भी आ सकता है. उसके बाद गवर्नमेंट ने क्या बोला है? राइट नाउ एज पर योर रैंक यू गेट द सर्विस. आपका रैंक सेकंड आ गया आईएएस हो गए, रैंक फर्स्ट आ गया आईएएस हो गए, रैंक 200 आ गया आईपीएस हो गए, है कि नहीं है? गवर्नमेंट अब क्या प्रपोज करी? प्रपोज है, हुआ नहीं है, क्या प्रपोज कर रही है? Yes, that is also one of the suggestions, and this is also one of the suggestions that your rank will not only decide the service, how you perform on the foundation course training, that will also be taken into consideration before giving you service. Sir, I may be rank 1, but if I don't perform in the foundation course, I will not be given IAS. मतलब मेरा rank plus my performance in the training will together combine to give me a particular service, so that I take my training very, very seriously. Mostly people do not take the training seriously, and thus crores of rupees are spent and wasted. Again, now this is also one of the reasons this question can come in exam. Apart from civil services, what are the other areas which I can call as areas of governance? Transparency in governance, probity in governance, उसके बाद e-governance, उसके बाद role of civil society, उसके बाद NGO, उसके बाद सिटीजन चार्टर, उसके बाद सेल्फ help, group. All these areas are the areas of governance. Okay, sir? I am just giving a broad idea about these things. IR will be covered by some other faculty, so I will not discuss that. And these welfare schemes will also be discussed by some other faculty, so I will not be discussing that. I am interested only in these two. See, I gave you a broad distribution of the marks in this area. Pre-May, 12 to 25 questions can come from polity. In GS paper 2, out of 250, around 160, 170 marks question can come only from polity and governance. Point clear? Distribution of marks clear? Sure? Anything which you want to ask, please ask. Be open. अगर आपको कुछ relevant doubt है तो पूछो. Any relevant doubt you have, come up with that. Yes? कोई है? Okay. Hi sir. हाँ, that I'll tell. Now, see. Marks distribution over. Second agenda is, what are the sources of preparation? कहाँ से तैयारी की जाए? Second ये area बनता है. From where to study and what to study. Sir, what is the potential source of preparation for polity in pre? हाँ जी, लक्ष्मीकांत. अरे सामने विष्णु जी है तो फिर लक्ष्मीकांत की क्या जरूरत है? क्लास नोट्स. ओके, सबसे बड़ा सोर्स है क्लास नोट्स, एंड यू विल रियलाइज दिस व्हेन यू गो थ्रू द सिलेबस एंड व्हेन यू रीड लक्ष्मीकांत. आपको खुद समझ में आ जाएगा मैं ऐसा क्यों बोल रहा हूं. क्लास नोट्स, एंड इवन मोर इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग अदर देन क्लास नोट्स इज, हाँ जी, notes are sold outside in the market also at the rate of some rupees per kg. Magar explanation is not sold easily, and explanation is something which is the juice of the whole preparation. For example, I gave you a dictation, but unless I explain you the concept, it's of no use dictating the concept also. So whatever I give you dictation, take it down, and whatever I explain you, it's in your interest to take it down. Whatever I explain you, it's in your interest to take it down. You take it down or not, ultimately it's your wish. Magar I can only request you that come to class with whole dedication to the class for whatever time we are in the class. And for that, do not sit idle even for a minute. कुछ भी लिखते रहो, लिखने के लिए नहीं लिखना है, so that you don't forget the things. And I will not say even a word which is of no relevance here. जो भी बोलूंगा कहीं ना कहीं अपने एक्सपीरियंस से, दूसरों के एक्सपीरियंस से बोलूंगा. Whatever I'll be saying out of my own experience and the experiences of others, which will somehow benefit you. So take down not only the notes and the experience also. So class notes and explanation will suffice. 99% questions you can answer from these things only. But for the remaining 1%, I don't want to take any chances. For that reason, let me tell you, there can be some factual areas which I may not cover in the class. For example, what year CBI was formed? CBI is in news. Question can come on CBI. CVC is in news. Question can come on CVC. So which year CBI was formed, under what provision CBI was formed, how many members are there in CVC and all, how many members are in UPSC and all, how many members are in State Public Service Commission, Central Information Commission. All these factual areas are to be covered from a book which is known as Lakshmikant, and by Lakshmikant polity, not Lakshmikant governance. लक्ष्मीकांत की सिर्फ एक बुक खरीदना, आप पॉलिटी गवर्नेंस की बुक मत खरीदिएगा. लक्ष्मीकांत पॉलिटी इज रिक्वायर्ड, एंड इफ यू डोंट वांट टू बाय लक्ष्मीकांत, यू कैन गो थ्रू द प्रिंटेड नोट्स प्रोवाइडेड बाय विजन आईएएस. प्रिंटेड नोट्स मिले आपको? सर थैला मिला है, थैले में नोट्स भी थे. तो दोज नोट्स आर वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. इट कैन रिप्लेस लक्ष्मीकांत. सो रीड वन ऑफ द टू, आइदर प्रिंटेड नोट्स और लक्ष्मीकांत. एक चीज पढ़नी है सर, दोनों पे टाइम वेस्ट नहीं लगाना है आपको. ओके, आइदर लक्ष्मीकांत और प्रिंटेड नोट्स. इनफ फॉर प्री. नाउ यू मस्ट बी वंडरिंग व्हाई डिड नॉट आई राइट करंट अफेयर्स. है कि नहीं सर? करंट अफेयर्स विल कम इन करंट अफेयर्स, नॉट पॉलिटी एंड गवर्नेंस. क्वेश्चन इन प्री which are called as question of polity and governance, come from hardcore polity and governance. Okay, आपके जो क्वेश्चन पॉलिटी में आएंगे ना, तो क्वेश्चंस which I wrote here, these 12 to 25 questions, they will be from traditional areas. For example, he can ask you what way or which house in the impeachment of the president acts as a quasi judicial body. Impeachment of the president में कौन सा हाउस quasi judicial body की तरह काम करता है? Now that is a conventional question. These questions will be conventional question, not current affairs question. Current affairs question will come in current affairs section. Am I clear? These areas, these sources are enough for pre. Magar please do one thing, and that's why I'm writing that in red. Apart from this, do one more thing to clear pre. Pre निकालने के लिए ये बहुत बहुत जरूरी है, इसके बिना बहुत मुश्किल होने वाला है. Tell me what can be the fourth area which is very much required for pre. Apart from these sources, पढ़ने के अलावा वो भी जरूरी है. सही कहा सर, मगर ये वाले previous year questions on polity which were first asked by UPSC. Now in the market there are books which are discussing 20 years previous year question of UPSC. वो 20 साल के क्वेश्चन है पिछले UPSC के, आप वो खरीदिए, उनको पढ़िए और प्रैक्टिस कीजिए. Please buy previous year question booklet available in the market, if possible 20 years, and go through each and every question. Because let me tell you, it's not because the question will get repeated. It's because every question you go through, which was said by UPSC. Point here na, UPSC sets a question which is not only to test your knowledge. UPSC puts question to test your decision making skill. आप मेरी बात समझ रहे हो? UPSC asks a question not to test your facts. UPSC asks a question to test your decision making skill. For example, he will give you a statement. In the statement, there are 5 options. All the 5 options will either appear wrong or all the 5 options will either appear right. सारे गलत लगेंगे या सारे सही लगेंगे. You have to choose the best. And choosing the best is the very difficult part of pre. Pre की problem ही है कि ambiguous statement. If the statement is not ambiguous, the options are very ambiguous and you have to pick the best out of all the worst. So that comes with practice. वो जो best choose करने की habit है ना, वो practice से आती है. और practice कीजिए पहले UPSC pre question, and after that you can go through the test series which is given to you by Vision IAS also. मगर पहले ये, उसके बाद test series question which are given by the institute. Enough. इसके बाहर do not go through various test series which are available. Do not go through, आपके interest के लिए बोल रहा हूं, do not go through any other test series other than this. Previous year question and Vision IAS test series pre. But first previous year question of UPSC. Let's come to mains. Mains में what can be the sources? Mains में sources? Sources sir? पीछे सर मेंस के लिए क्या सोर्स लोगे? यस, न्यूज़पेपर तो है मगर इनफ. क्लास नोट्स में आई विल बी कवरिंग द ट्रेडिशनल पार्ट. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, क्लास नोट्स में आई हैव ऑलरेडी कवर्ड प्रीएम्बल. ये क्वेश्चन एग्जाम में भी आ चुका है. I used to cover that. I mean, the last 7 years I am covering this preamble. Last to last year the question has come in examination where they ask you what are the adjectives in the preamble with the word republic. Matlab he is asking what are the words given with the word republic in the preamble. What are the words with the word republic in the preamble? Socialist, sovereign, democratic, secular, republic. And he said to what extent India can defend itself on these parameters. Matlab, is India socialist? Is India democratic? Is India secular? Is India sovereign? Is India republic? Justify. Now it was a highly analytical question which was discussed in the class. As such, the question came in examination. But let me tell you, questions of this nature will be only 40%. Out of all the questions, only 40% question will be from traditional area. The remaining 60% question will be from current affairs. 60% question आएंगे current affairs से. In those 60% question, he can ask you any particular current event. Sir, have you seen the paper? Previous year paper देखा है आपने? Mains का? Yes? Have you seen? Can you give me an example of these questions which are current based question in polity? बहुत बढ़िया. This question has come in examination, the rift between Delhi CM and the LG. क्योंकि rift was in news. Now, but let me tell you, he didn't only ask you what has happened between Arvind Kejriwal and LG. ये उसमें interest नहीं उसको. Now he says, what is the reason in the constitution? Because of this, the rift has happened. Constitution की वजह से ही वो झगड़ा हुआ है. There is some provision which gives power to the government in Delhi, and there is a provision in the constitution which gives power to LG. So he says, what is the loophole in the constitution because of which LG and CM came in conflict? इसके लिए सर किसकी जरूरत है? करंट अफेयर्स की, ट्रेडिशनल की? दोनों की. Both. Here you require the knowledge of traditional also as well as current affairs to answer this question. He can ask you a question also. National litigation policy. When was the national litigation policy? Do we have it? Do we have a national litigation policy? Has sir? Do we have a national litigation policy? We do have a national litigation policy. मगर now government wants to revisit the policy. They want to change the policy. अब आप ये देखिए, ये जो national litigation policy है, question can come in GS paper 2. What are the shortcomings of national litigation policy because of which government wants to revisit it? What are the shortcomings in national litigation policy because of which government wants to revisit it? मतलब because of which government wants to change it. उसके लिए you have to have the knowledge of current. This is coming in newspaper. So this can come in exam also. Kashmir में, what is the reason governor rule is put? Or what is the importance of governor rule which it plays in this case of Kashmir? Governor rule क्या है, क्यों लगता है कश्मीर में, क्यों लगा, उसके provision क्या है, ये जानना जरूरी है. Now this requires traditional knowledge as well as current knowledge. You have to combine them and you have to make an answer. Are you getting me or not? In mains, if the question will come, answer has to be given from traditional knowledge. Traditional knowledge will be given in the class notes as well as from current affairs. Current affairs will be given not to you, of course, in the class. Will be discussed in separate classes of current affairs and you will be given some sources also. अभी मैं बताऊंगा आपको current कहां से करना है आपको. इसके लिए जो जरूरी चीज है, the most important part for pre was practicing previous year question. The people who are not writing, let me tell you, they will miss an important part. जो लोग लिख नहीं रहे, especially पीछे, they are missing a meat. बाद में I may not be able to repeat all these things. It's in your favor that you take it down. देखिए, previous year question are very important for pre because those question can shape your thinking when you answer in pre. उसके बाद मेंस में, in mains, what is important? What is important? Equally important in mains? Parallel. हाँ जी सर. Answer writing. Answer writing skills. Skills, I say skills because this comes with practice. देखिए, people who are from science background, particularly engineers, there must be many. होंगे काफी सारे ना. So people who are from science background, particularly engineers, they do not have the habit of writing answers. But people from humanities background, they may be having a practice of writing answers. So if you come from science background and specifically from engineering background, please focus on answer writing. Answer writing इसलिए because you know, you feel that when we have read the concept, we'll answer it. ऐसा नहीं होता है. You have read the concept, but what he has asked is not exactly what you have read. Are you getting me or not? What you have read and what he's asking may be different. You have to modulate your understanding to meet the demand of the question. What you have read and what he's asking may be different. You have to adjust that accordingly to the demand of the question. For example, आपने गवर्नर के बारे में सब कुछ पढ़ लिया. You read everything about governor. He may not be asking what is the process you appoint a governor or what is the process you remove the governor. He's asking you an analysis. Analysis देने का तरीका लिख के आता है, प्रैक्टिस से आता है. दूसरी बात, यूपीएससी आस्क क्वेश्चन विच आर वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू डिसाइफर ऑल्सो. क्वेश्चन को समझना भी बड़ा मुश्किल है, वो आता है प्रैक्टिस से. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, ही कैन गिव यू 20 लाइनर क्वेश्चन. 20 लाइन में क्वेश्चन, ऐसा हो चुका है. 20 लाइन का तो नहीं था मगर लंबा क्वेश्चन था. इट्स अ लॉन्ग क्वेश्चन. You read the question and you become fearful. यार, I don't understand the question. समझ में ही नहीं आ रहा. You become fearful by seeing the length of the question. Otherwise, question was very, very simple. With practice, you start understanding the demand of the question. इसलिए answer writing skill has to be inculcated with answer writing practice. And from where to practice? यहां प्रीवियस ईयर आप मत करना. Here do not practice the previous year question of mains क्योंकि those questions must be based on those years current affairs and you may not be familiar with those. Okay, so practice mains question from Vision IS test series. They will open the test series for you also, as well as in class also they will be giving you daily assignment. So please practice answer writing from daily assignments given to you in the class and the test series given to you for mains. Vision IS की test series होगी, अब वो कर लीजिए और क्लास में जो क्वेश्चन देंगे वो कर लीजिए. प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चन करने में नुकसान ये है, दे मे आस्क योर क्वेश्चन विच इज बेस्ड ऑन प्रीवियस ईयर करंट अफेयर्स एंड यू आर नॉट फेमिलियर विद दोस. अभी वो यही पूछ लेता है आपसे, स्पेशल स्टेटस गिवन टू कश्मीर, was it temporary or permanent? Now you cannot answer this because this issue came in news last to last year and Supreme Court gave a judgment on this, High Court gave a judgment on this and we are not aware about it. तो जब आप क्वेश्चन पढ़ोगे आपको चक्कर आएगा. चक्कर नहीं, आपकी गलती नहीं है, क्वेश्चन उस साल के करंट अफेयर्स पे बेस्ड था इसलिए आप आंसर नहीं कर पाए उसको. अंडरस्टूड? सही यहां तक सर? मार्क्स डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन, सोर्सेस, थर्ड एज इज आस्क्ड नोट्स. Is note making required? जरूरत है? सर जरूरत है? बिल्कुल है. If you ask me, then answer is yes. Notes have to be made. Notes must be made. क्योंकि when I give you an information and you read it, you may retain only 40%. क्योंकि नोट्स वर प्रिपेयर्ड बाय मी, आप उसको लगा रहे हो रट्टा. रट्टा लगाना गिव्स यू ओनली सम इंफॉर्मेशन. पॉइंट क्लियर? सो ट्राई टू मेक योर ओन नोट्स बाय गोइंग थ्रू द स्टैंडर्ड सोर्सेज ऑफ इंफॉर्मेशन. एक चीज मैं बतानी आपको भूल गया कि करंट अफेयर्स कहां से पढ़ना है. व्हाट कैन बी द सोर्सेज ऑफ करंट अफेयर्स? एनीबडी? सर हाँ, करंट अफेयर्स के लिए बेस्ट सोर्स है newspaper, right? Newspaper. Which newspaper? The Hindu was a good paper, but now I feel there is a danger in reading Hindu, because point is this: every paper, believe it or not, is actually affiliated to one political camp, and this paper is particularly now going quite anti-government. है ना, लेफ्टिस्ट कह लो या एंटी गवर्नमेंट कह लो, कंपल्सरी क्रिटिसिज्म. पीएन भागवती, जस्टिस पीएन भागवती was a luminary in this area of law, but in Hindu there was a whole article in which from top to bottom they simply criticized P.N. Bhagwati. P.N. Bhagwati was the brain behind starting Lok Adalat as a concept. P.N. Bhagwati had a big role in starting this concept of PIL, public interest litigation. And this man who wrote the article in the paper, from head to toe, he only criticized this man. Did not he do even a single thing which was right? अरे कुछ तो अच्छा भी किया होगा उन्होंने, ये सब गलत किया. The point is this: Hindu sometimes gives very venomous article. They may be right, मगर for us it is highly dangerous. When you take only darker side of the things, it is very dangerous. Do not see black or white in every issue. See grey. हर चीज में कुछ अच्छा भी है, कुछ बुरा भी है. आप देखो, in this thing, this is good, this is not so good, and this can be improved this way. UPSC aspirant should have this orientation. इस चीज में ये गलत है, सॉरी ये सही है, ये उतना सही नहीं है, और इसको ऐसे इंप्रूव कर सकते हैं. This is good about it, this is not so good about it, and this way I can improve it. ऐसे लोग चाहिए उनको. They don't want the people who can only criticize. They want the people who can constructively give some kind of feedback. इसीलिए I feel in this context Indian Express is relatively better. मगर if you are tuned to Hindu, अगर आपको हिंदू पढ़ने की आदत है, प्रैक्टिस है, go with Hindu, ऐसी भी कोई ट्रबल नहीं है. But if you ask me out of the two, one, I go for express. They also come with various provisions. They come with a page known as explained, in which they take a particular concept and they take it in and out. Matlab they analyze the concept completely. NRC, for example, National Register for Citizens. What is NRC? Why it is good? What is the controversy around it? ये पूरा page पे आया हुआ है इसके अंदर. So this way, Indian Express I feel is better. Other than this, second source, current affairs का? हाँ जी? हाँ sir. Other than this, the other source is your monthly magazine. Monthly magazine, which magazine? Vision की कर लो, बहुत अच्छी है. Though I don't force anybody, और force कर भी नहीं सकता, मगर सिर्फ सजेशन यही है कि एक मंथली मैगजीन भी बहुत है. न्यूज़पेपर के साथ one monthly magazine is enough. Okay, do not run after every magazine which is being sold in the market. इसकी उसकी सब उठा लिया. Probably it can happen if you refer to 6 magazine. You may read the 6 same content in 6 paper, 6 magazine. मगर if you read one, read it 6 times. टाइम जो बचेगा उसको बार बार पढ़ो उसी चीज को एक ही जगह से. And if you have a doubt, please open Google and search for the information. For example, if in the paper comes an article on NRC and you could not understand it, open Google और उसमें डाल के समझो. हाँ, आजकल हर इंफॉर्मेशन अवेलेबल है मार्केट के अंदर, नेट के ऊपर. Every information today is available on the net. If you have a doubt, put the information in Google and get the details of it and try to understand it in perspective. For example, if you could not understand NRC from magazine, no problem. Put NRC in the Google and information will come to you and use the information for your understanding. Here people are required who are proactive. Do not depend on one teacher, do not depend upon one book, do not depend upon any particular coaching. Be assertive, depend on your own self. देखिए, I will come to class, I will give whatever best I can give to you. And I'll try to give whatever I can give to you. Do the level best possible. मगर beyond that also, if you feel something is required, do not keep waiting for teacher. कि वो आएंगे तभी पूछूंगा, वरना इंटरनेट हम यूज करते हैं. Take the help of internet also. Monthly magazine, Vision IS. Apart from this, there is one more source to which you must refer. सर, नीति आयोग की वेबसाइट में जाने से अच्छा है कि just go through these things. Debates. Daily refer to one debate. Daily refer to one debate which comes on which channel? हाँ, राज्यसभा टीवी और लोकसभा टीवी, whatever टीवी. एक डिबेट आप रोज का देख लो, एक डिबेट कोई भी. ओके, एंड डू नॉट गो थ्रू particularly 3 debates because they two to increase BP, not knowledge. उनमें से एक है टाइम्स नाउ, अदर इज रिपब्लिक. ओके, बोथ कमर्शियल, ऑफ नो यूज. तीसरा एनडीटीवी विच इज नाउ एंटी गवर्नमेंट टू द एक्सटेंट पॉसिबल. उससे भी कोई फायदा नहीं है. पॉइंट क्लियर. राज्यसभा लोकसभा टीवी, दे गिव यू मोर बैलेंस्ड ओपिनियन. यस, दे गो वेरी स्लो, समटाइम पेनफुली स्लो, मगर ठीक है, इंफॉर्मेशन तो लेनी है ना हमको. सो इफ यू आस्क मी, go through the debate on Rajya Sabha TV or Lok Sabha TV. One daily comes on Rajya Sabha TV and Lok Sabha TV, and depending on the topic they are discussing, you can choose. जरूरी नहीं है डेली राज्य सभा टीवी रेफर करो, टॉपिक देख के चूज कर लीजिए आप. ठीक है सर. एंड नाउ whatever you read in these things, make your own notes. For example, today you read something in the paper, make your own notes. Make those notes date wise or topic wise. बहुत ही बढ़िया, कोरस में सबने आंसर दिया टॉपिक वाइज. Topic wise notes should be made, not date wise. ठीक है सर. For example, make a register in which you write all the information about polity. Whatever has happened in the last 1 year or 2 years in the office of president, keep writing at one place. President के ऑफिस में पिछले 2 साल में जो भी हुआ है उसको एक जगह लिखिए. President Pranab Mukherjee warned the government. President Pranab Mukherjee refused to sign the ordinance. President Pranab Mukherjee commuted the death sentence of 4 prisoners in Bihar jail. Pranab Mukherjee appreciated the government for using the time in Lok Sabha. समझ रहे हो मेरी बात को. जो जो भी हुआ है in the office of president, write at one place. Then take some more topic. Governor, whatever has happened in the office of governor, write in one place. In the last 2 years, whatever has happened in the office of governor, उसको एक जगह लिखिए. Make one register, divide the register topic wise. Dedicate 3, 4 pages to every topic, and whatever has happened in those areas, write that. so that by the end of the year you have a collection of events which has happened in that particular area. Whatever now, let him ask. भाई देखो, वो भी जो क्वेश्चन पूछेगा वो भी तो करंट अफेयर्स बेस्ड ही होगा. Now let him ask any question on governor. If you have in grip the current happenings, you can answer any question on the area. Current event जिसको पता है वो आंसर कर देगा. एक बार क्वेश्चन आ चुका है. In the last 1 year, what have been the instances of ethnic violence and what is the common underlying cause? What have been the instances of ethnic violence and what have been the common underlying cause in those violences? Now let me tell you, first of all, if you have not read the current affairs events, you will not understand what is the meaning of ethnic violence. And then he's asking simply, what have been the events? कहां कहां ethnic violence हुई है? ये उसी को पता होगा जिसने current affairs के क्या बनाए हैं? Notes. Is it clear, sir? Recently, last time, there was ethnic violence which took place in one particular state of India. नॉर्थ ईस्ट में हुआ था. किसके किसी विषय पे? हाँ सर, महाराष्ट्र नहीं, नॉर्थ ईस्ट. Sikh community in northeast, one state and one more community. Please go home and try to find out. एक स्टेट में मैं हर चीज आंसर करूंगा तो आपका अपना प्रोएक्टिवनेस खत्म हो जाएगी, इसलिए मैं आपको बता रहा हूं, हिंट दे रहा हूं सिर्फ. इन दैट एथनिक वायलेंस वन कम्युनिटी वाज सिख कम्युनिटी, सरदार जी, एंड अदर वाज, बहुत बढ़िया. दिस स्टेट सर, मेघालय. अब इसका आपको कंपाइलेशन बनाना है अपने आप. हो सकता है दोबारा से वो ये पूछ ले कि भाई व्हाट वाज द रीजन दिस एथनिक वायलेंस टुक प्लेस इन दैट पर्टिकुलर एरिया. मेघालय इज आल्सो इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर वन मोर रीजन, रैट होल माइनिंग. एनवायरमेंट के अंदर क्वेश्चन आ सकता है. अब रैट होल माइनिंग का, एनीवेज लेट्स नॉट गो इनटू द डेप्थ टुडे इटसेल्फ. Did you get my point or not? Make notes topic wise, and topic wise division of the register must be done in the very beginning. And how will you divide it? Depending upon the syllabus. Syllabus खोलिए और जो मेन एरियाज हैं उसको आप डिवाइड कर लीजिए रजिस्टर में. 3 pages प्रेसिडेंट, 3 pages सुप्रीम कोर्ट, 3 pages इमरजेंसी, 3 pages सेंटर स्टेट रिलेशन, 3 pages इलेक्शन, 3 pages फेडरलिज्म, जो भी आ रहा है. And this way, keep adding the relevant information in the relevant places, so that by the end of the year, any government bill, for example, citizenship amendment bill, which is being right now discussed and debated, please write down that in one place. NRC, write down in one place. Everything about it. What is the controversy? What is the historical aspect of it? And what is the current approach? And what can be the possible suggestion? इस तरह से पूरा टॉपिक को डिवाइड कर लीजिए आप लोग. इफ यू डू इट फॉर 1.5 years, बिलीव मी, देन ओनली गॉड इज देयर टू प्रिवेंट यू फ्रॉम गेटिंग इनटू द सर्विस. और भगवान से तो हम वो नहीं ले सकते ना, समझ लो सर. तो ऑन अर्थ दिस थिंग कैन बी डन फॉर दिस एग्जामिनेशन. रेस्ट इज नॉट इन आवर हैंड, सो डोंट बॉदर अबाउट दोस थिंग्स ऑल्सो. राइट सर. प्रेम सर, थोड़ा एसी देखो ना, गर्मी हो रही है यहाँ पे. एनी क्वेश्चन यू वांट टू आस्क? इससे पहले मैं फिर से शुरू हो जाऊं. हाँ जी सर. सर न्यूज़पेपर, हाँ, ऑनलाइन ऑल्सो द सेम एडिशन कम्स, डोंट वरी. यू कैन रीड फ्रॉम ऑनलाइन सोर्स ऑल्सो, नो प्रॉब्लम इन दैट. In fact, online I feel is better because with your convenience you can use it. बिल्कुल, no problem. Any more thing? Any something more, sir? कुछ पूछना और? हाँ. देखिए, आपने ज्वाइन किया है फरवरी के अंदर, है ना, एंड यू आर अपियरिंग फॉर नेक्स्ट ईयर एग्जाम, आई फील अगले साल के लिए. सो यू हैव मोर देन 1 year फॉर प्री आने में भी 1 साल है, एंड फॉर योर मेंस यू हैव गॉट मोर देन 1.5 years, है कि नहीं? मोस्टली इन एग्जाम दे आस्क इवेंट्स विच हैव हैपेंड इन द लास्ट 1 year, मोस्टली. ठीक है. सो राइट नाउ इफ फ्रॉम दिस डे you start your preparation, and daily this way you go on till the examination, you are safe. एक बात और, कुछ बच्चे ये भी बोलते हैं, sir, nowadays they are asking question which actually took place 3 years ago or 2 years ago. They are asking those questions now because somehow that event which took place basically 3 years ago has got again reactivated. समझ रहा मेरी बात को? For example, the Indian government is having a peace agreement with a rebel group in Nagaland. For last 2 years it was sleepy. Suddenly it has come to news again. A little bit news. Now he can ask you something which happened 2 years ago. Now whatever is coming in news, even this bit, now go home, open Google, put that in Google and bring out the history. तभी तो मैंने अभी बोला आपको, when you make your notes, do not just make the notes keeping in mind what has happened today. Also make the notes keeping in mind what is the historical aspect of that particular issue. ठीक है सर? Rat hole mining आज का issue नहीं है. Rat hole mining was banned by NGT 4 years ago. मगर now it has again become an issue. समझ रहे हो सर मेरी बात को? आज से शुरू करो, और जो पहले का इवेंट है वो अगर दोबारा रिफ्लेक्ट हुआ तो नेट से थोड़ा सर्च करो, उसकी हिस्ट्री लिखिए. There is no notes for pre, right? Current affairs will come in pre. For that, information will be given in the magazine. If you ask me, make only one notes. Do not segregate pre. और एक बात और, when you study right now, at this stage, do not study keeping in mind pre or keeping in mind means अभी आप content develop करो. Eventually, it will be used accordingly in pre or in means. Right now, do not prepare for pre or prepare for means. ऐसा मत सोचना कि अभी प्री के लिए तैयारी कर रहा हूं, बाद में मेंस देख लूंगा, प्री तो हो जाए पहले. It is one and the same thing. Do not discriminate. When you just prepare, right now prepare polity, right now prepare history. After some time, segregation has to be done. Let's say before the pre, 3 months before the pre. Now you specifically focus on pre. Like collect more facts about pre. That's it. 3 months are enough before exam. Okay. Right now just prepare. Not for pre, not for mains. Any other thing at the back? Sir, syllabus and previous year question. Okay. For example, when you take out, आज ही आप previous year question खरीदिए. Today only go home and buy previous year question किसके? Pre as well as means. At least see the questions which come in exam. Unless you are clear about the questions which come in exam, how can you prepare yourself, orient yourself? है ना? And depending on the sir syllabus, whatever key terms are given. For example, you will find these terms in the syllabus also. Federalism, central relation, role of judiciary, fundamental rights, elections, RPA. So depending on those topics in the syllabus, you can make the notes. ठीक है ना? Broadly are these only which I discussed just now. And whatever is coming in the newspaper, accordingly also you can make the notes topic wise. Rat hole mining is coming in the newspaper. So give one page, rat hole mining. Ethnic violence took place in one of the states in Northeast. Give one page, ethnic violence, so and so place. Yes, any other thing? Hanji sir. You're not 7-8 months. You're almost more than 1 year away from exam. Classes, acha. He says how to study when we are coming for classes. When you're coming for classes, at least for polity I'm saying this, when you're coming for classes, come to class, understand the concept then and there. Understand the concept then and there and mug up also. Uska ratta bhi lagao. Ratta matlab sir mugging up the concept, okay? When you come to the class, understand the concept, mug up the concept then and there, go home, revise it again, and then read the same topic from Lakshmikant or printed notes, not for understanding, for some factual information. Understanding to I'll give you completely in the class. If you talk about concepts, you'll get every concept in class which is relevant for examination. But there are some factual questions also which come in exam. For those factual questions, you can refer Lakshmikant or printed notes. For example, one question came in exam, who was the first speaker of Lok Sabha? Now this I may discuss, I may not. Because how many facts can I discuss in the class also? Now this is given in Lakshmikant. You can refer Lakshmikant for this particular facts. Okay. So come to the class, understand the topic, go home, revise the topic, and then read the corresponding topic from the book, Lakshmikant ya printed notes. क्लास में आइए, वो चीज पढ़िए, फिर घर जाके लक्ष्मीकांत से भी रेफर कर लीजिए उसी टॉपिक को, और क्लास में आने से पहले भी पढ़ के आइए. कम टू द क्लास प्रिपेयर्ड विद द टॉपिक, बिकॉज इन एडवांस you will be given some topic that this is the topic for the next class. So when you come for the next class, come prepared with it. Initial 5-6 classes, you will not get the topic as such in the book, because I'll be discussing the journal, the basic foundation concepts, which are not given in one place in any book. So for 5-6 classes, don't look for the material in the books. After that, since we start with preamble, from that day you can start looking for material correspondingly from Lakshmikant. Right, sir? NCRT? Have you to read NCRT? If you ask me, no. Do not waste time in reading NCRT. It's a waste of time. Yes, because we have a fear, we have an apprehension that what if when we go to examination, do not we at least bow our head before God? Whether throughout the year we do or not, because right now we have an apprehension, what if God is not happy with us? यहाँ पर भी वही है. We have an apprehension that unless NCRT is read, it will not work. ऐसा नहीं है. Whatever is discussed in NCRT, I'll discuss in class also. And NCRT is very synoptic about those things. So unless you... No, you can read. I'm not saying why did you read. I am saying that if you plan to buy them and if you are very much worried, okay, I have no time, because some students come to me, sir, there is no time to read NCRT, class, notes, Lakshmikant. If you don't have the time, do not go for it. If you have the time, nothing like that. If you have the time, read Indian Constitution at Work. It's a class 11 book available outside in the market. Indian Constitution at Work. Only one book is enough. बार बार बुक्स पढ़ने से कोई फायदा नहीं है, चीज वो ही निकल के आएगी, सिर्फ वर्डिंग्स बदल जाते हैं. पॉइंट क्लियर सर? शुड आई स्टार्ट नाउ? क्या है? मैंने बताया ना, आई हैव डन मास्टर्स इन फाइन आर्ट्स, तो आई हैव वेरी गुड ड्राइंग. आई हैव ड्रॉन समथिंग, आई डोंट नो वेदर इट इज कम्युनिकेटेड और नॉट. क्या लग रहा सर? ये 10 बजे का टाइम है ब्रेकफास्ट का. बताओ क्या लग रहा है? ये एग्स. वेरी गुड सर. एंड आई हैव गिवन सम नेम्स टू दीज एग्स. नेम्स आर दीज. There must be many students of science here in the class also. क्लास में काफी साइंस के बच्चे भी होंगे, बायोलॉजी के भी होंगे, ओके, माइक्रोबायोलॉजी के भी होंगे. टेल मी सर, अकॉर्डिंग टू साइंस व्हाट केम फर्स्ट, एग और द हैन? हाँ जी, साइंस के अनुसार पहले क्या आया सर? व्हाट केम फर्स्ट? सी आई स्पीक द सेम थिंग इन हिंदी एंड इंग्लिश, ओके? सो इफ आई से समथिंग in Hindi, don't feel that something has been missed. I use both the languages for the convenience of every student, because nobody should be left out, whether from this region or that region. Okay? Tell me, what came first, egg or the hen? पहले क्या आया, मुर्गी के अंडा? Sir, hen. From where did the hen come?
Basically, the explanation for this question is that the protein which is there in eggs can only be made out of.
So hen came first. And who left hen on earth? बहुत बढ़िया. मतलब वी डोंट हैव द आंसर, है ना? हाँ जी, पता है आंसर? नहीं पता. We do not know the answer in biology who came first, egg or the hen. अभी तक हमें पता नहीं है. मगर in polity we have the answer. In polity who came first, egg or the hen? In polity sir we have the answer. Hen came first. जैसे अभी इन्होंने बोला. और वो hen क्या है? ये hen तो लग नहीं रही है. मगर मान लो ये hen है. In biology we don't have an answer which came first, egg or the hen. But in polity we have the answer. Hen came first. ये hen क्या है सर? मुर्गी क्या है? बहुत ही बढ़िया. The mother law is Constitution of India. Who came first? Law or the Constitution? Constitution. These laws are the babies of this mother law, which is known as Constitution. These are the babies of mother is Constitution. और ये क्या है सर? These are what? These are simply known as laws, and this is what is known as the mother law. Now who will come first? Mother law or the law? Mother law. पहले कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन आएगा कि पहले लॉ आएंगे? लॉ आएंगे, क्योंकि लॉ को कैसे बनाना है ये किसने बताया? कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ने. सर फर्स्ट केम द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन, देन हाउ टू जनरेट द लॉ, द प्रोसेस वाज गिवन बाय द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन, and this law is an outcome of the constitution. Is it clear or not? First we developed the constitution and accordingly we got all the laws which we have today. ठीक है सर? Law is, for example, RPA 1950, RP 1951, Citizenship Act 55, Armed Forces Special Power Act, Hindu Marriage Act, Narega, Motor Vehicle Act, Indian Penal Code, Indian Evidence Act. Sir, is it clear? What came first? First came the constitution, then came the law. First came the mother law, then came the baby law. Baby law are these eggs and mother law is the constitution. Chronologically, whose date of birth will come first? Constitution, mother or baby? पहले डेट ऑफ बर्थ किसे आएगा? मदर का. मदर मस्ट बी ओल्डर, है कि नहीं है सर? सो टेल मी व्हाट इज द डेट ऑफ बर्थ ऑफ दिस मदर लॉ called Constitution of India. हाँ जी सर, इसकी डेट ऑफ बर्थ क्या है? What? 26 January 1950. Right or wrong, sir? I am sorry, it is not the date. बहुत ही बढ़िया. 26 November 1949. Right, sir? This was the date when we formed and adopted the Constitution of India. 26 November 1949. ए माताजी का जन्म हुआ. मदर इज बॉर्न ऑन 26 November 1949. So when Constitution of India is formed, is born, is adopted on 26th November 1949, sir, these laws date of birth will be after this date or before this date? After this date. Of course the baby date of birth will be after the date of birth of mother. देख लो आप, आरपी का बना 50 में, 51 में, 55 में, 2006 में. All these laws have been made after 26th November 1949, क्योंकि these laws are the product of the mother law which is known as Constitution. First came the Constitution, then came all these laws. Am I clear or not? Yes? समझ आया तक? Moral of the story is that mother's age will always be more than the age of the baby. Constitution age will be more than the age of the law. Can it ever happen that the age of mother is lesser than the age of baby? हो सकता है सर? देवदास देखिए, ऐसा हो सकता है. अडॉप्टेड, बहुत बढ़िया. इंडियन पिनल कोड कब बना था? 1860. इंडियन एविडेंस एक्ट कब बना था? 1872. Is this not something very strange? कि baby is first, baby coming first and then mother? How is it possible, sir? It is possible because this was not the biological product of mother, Constitution of India. This was a product of the British efforts. Magar this law, which was made by British government, was finally adopted by the Constitution of India. And Constitution of India gave legitimacy to these laws. Had Indian Constitution not adopted these two laws would not have existed. These two laws exist because they were given legitimacy, they were given acceptance, they were adopted by whom? Mother law. Mother law is the Constitution of India. समझे सर? हर law every law is either the outcome of the constitution or it is adopted by the constitution of India. Am I clear? Ultimate moral of the story तो यहीं आ गया ना कि मदर लॉ कौन है? Constitution of India. Point clear? This has come in one of the mains. What do you understand by constitution and what are the distinctive feature of the Indian constitution? ये एग्जाम में एक बार आ चुका है. अगर मैं आपसे सिंपली पूछ लूं कि what is constitution of India, believe me, you will find it difficult to answer it. बहुत बड़ा क्वेश्चन है, सबको पता है कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन क्या चीज है, मगर इसको आंसर करना मुश्किल है बिकॉज यू हैव टू राइट वर्ड्स, है कि नहीं है? इसके लिए फ्यू प्लेसेस आई विल गिव यू डेफिनेशंस, ट्राई टू रिमेंबर देम एंड ट्राई टू रिप्रोड्यूस देम ऑल्सो. Can you read this? Constitution is the fundamental and the organic law of a nation that establishes the conception, character, and the organization of the government. What do you mean by constitution? What are the features of Indian constitution? See, हाँ जी आप बताएं बिना टेंशन के, विदाउट एनी टेंशन आंसर दिस. व्हाई डिड आई राइट दैट कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन इज द फंडामेंटल लॉ? कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन फंडामेंटल, फंडामेंटल का मतलब क्या होता है? फंडामेंटल का मतलब होता है, फंडामेंटल मीन्स सर बेसिक, विच कम्स फर्स्ट. विच इज द फर्स्ट लॉ ऑफ दिस कंट्री? सबसे पहला कानून कौन सा है देश के अंदर? कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ऑफ इंडिया. विच इज द बेसिक लॉ ऑफ दिस कंट्री? बेसिक लॉ ऑफ दिस कंट्री इज द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन. Mother law, first came this, then came all this. सही है नहीं है? Which is the fundamental law? Constitution. ये तो पता ही है आपको. Why Constitution is the fundamental law? हाँ, खड़े खड़े बैठ के. Because it comes first in the legal system of this country. It's the first law. Fundamental मतलब basic, primary, first. Who was the fundamental man on this earth? Adam. भाई पहले तो वही आए ना, आदम साहब. तो who was the first law of this country? Constitution of India. ये तो लिखा है हमने. Constitution is the fundamental law of this nation. Fundamental, basic, first. Then came other laws. ये तो बताया था मैंने अभी आपको. पहले आया Constitution, उसके बाद आई ये law. Why did I say that Constitution is not only fundamental, it is also the organic law of the nation? Constitution fundamental ही नहीं है, organic भी है. Why do I say it's organic also? Sir, organic का meaning क्या था? What do you mean by organic? Organic means something very natural. And organic has one more meaning. देखो organic के कई मतलब है. Organic has got so many meanings. First, for example, organic means basic. Organic means, as he said, natural. Organic is also something which has element of life. Organic वो चीज भी होती है जिसमें जिंदगी का एक एलिमेंट होता है. Organic is something which has element of life in it. Is Indian Constitution having, sir, element of life? आपको लगता है? Is Indian Constitution having element of life? How come? What is the feature of something which is living? हाँ जी सर, जो चीज लिविंग है उसका फीचर क्या होता है? What is something whose changes with time or it grows with time? भाई मैंने तो स्कूल में पढ़ा था that the difference between living and non-living is living things change with time, grow with time, non-livings are as such always there. Plastic bottle, leave it 1,000 years ago as it is. Whereas living things change. Does Indian Constitution change? Yes. What is the proof that Indian Constitution has element of life? Kyunki it changes, it evolves. What is the example that Indian Constitution has changed? Amendments. Indian Constitution amendments or not with time? Under Article 368. How many amendments we have seen in the Indian Constitution until now? 103 amendments we have seen, which is 103rd amendment in the Indian Constitution. Giving reservation to economically weaker section. Point clear? Which is the 102nd amendment in the Indian Constitution. Which was 102nd amendment in the Indian Constitution. Quickly, without any tension, come up with the answer. National Commission for Backward Classes को constitutional status देना is 102nd Amendment Act. What was 101st Amendment Act? GST. सबको पता है. इतना हंगामा हुआ इस पे. What was the 100th Amendment Act? 100th. बहुत बढ़िया. Land boundary agreement between India and Bangladesh, where we gave them some land and anyways. See, when Indian Constitution has changed itself 103 times, is it not a proof that Indian Constitution changes with time? And something which changes with time is like living, and something which is living is known as organic. Thus, Indian Constitution is not only the basic law, it is also organic law, क्योंकि it changes with time. It amends with time, it evolves with time. Is it clear? Now see one thing. Indian Constitution, मैंने क्या लिखा है? Constitution is the fundamental and the organic law of the nation, which establishes the conception, character, and the organization of the government. What do you mean by conception? Conception का मतलब क्या होता है? Conception, sir? Birth. Conception मतलब conceiving something. Conceiving something मतलब creating something, constructing something. If government of India is constructed, is created, who has created the government of India? If government of India has been created, what is the source of this creation? Constitution of India. How can you say that government of India is created, is given birth by the Constitution of India? अगर सरकार बनी तो संविधान की वजह से बनी. इसका proof क्या है? If government is formed, it's formed because of Constitution of India. What's the proof? Proof है, there is a whole chapter on elections in the Constitution, which has given the process that this way government has to be formed. Election में पूरा chapter दिया नहीं दिया? How to create the government, how to conceive the government. Is it not given in Constitution? Particularly in which part? Elections. So how to conceive the government, how to create the government, process is given in the Constitution. अगर आज सरकार बनी है, if government has been conceived today, thanks to Constitution of India. Character of the government is also given in the Constitution of India. Character of the government is also given in the Constitution of India. Prove this. Character मतलब क्या होता है? Nature. Character of the government is given in the Constitution of India. Prove this. अच्छा, what is the character of the Indian government? बोलो. What is the character of the Indian government? Character मतलब उसकी nature कैसी है? मैं बताता हूं आपको. Welfaric, secular, socialist, democratic, republic. यही तो है उसके feature. Are these features of the Indian government, of being democratic, republic, socialist, secular? Sir, are these features of the Indian government given in the Constitution of India? ये दिए हुए हैं क्या? बिल्कुल दिए हुए. कहां दिए हुए? Preamble. Open the preamble. It clearly says Indian government is socialist, secular, democratic, republic, welfaric, gives freedom of speech and expression, this and that. सब कुछ दिया हुआ है ना, दिया हुआ उसके अंदर सर. So what is the nature of Indian government? This is also given in the Constitution. Is it clear? तीसरा, what is the organization of the government? That's also given in the Constitution. What do you mean by organization? हाँ जी सर. Organization word का मतलब क्या है? What do you mean by the word organization? Sir? System. Yes. Sir, organization का मतलब ये है, for example, मैं बोलता हूं, I am creating an organization. ध्यान दीजिए. Now I am saying that I am creating an organization. Okay. When I say I am creating an organization का मतलब ये है, I am creating a design. Organization का मतलब होता है designing something. Organization is a design by itself. What is the design of the government? Is it given in Constitution of India? Yes. अभी मैं इसको प्रूव करता हूं. देखिए. See, if you don't know the answer, give the answer. If you don't know the answer, don't think that you have lost something. It's only the beginning. I'm just having an overview. Again, I'll repeat those things. Point clear? But try to understand if you don't know. And if you know, very well. Two designs. Which design of the government or the state belongs to India? Yeah. First क्यों? But judiciary is independent there also, no? Which design belongs to the government design in India? First one, क्योंकि ये जो डिजाइन है इसको बोला जाता है parliamentary system of government, and this design is known as presidential system of government. Constitution of India says that we are following parliamentary form of government, not the presidential form of government. तो इंडियन गवर्नमेंट का डिजाइन क्या है? Design number 1, and is it given in Constitution of India? Yes? Yes. Design number 1 is parliamentary government, and Indian government as per Constitution of India is what? Parliamentary. Thus we, अभी आप सबने आंसर कैसे कर दिया? How did you answer it? Because you know that Indian Constitution has given rise to a parliamentary system, and this is the design which is known as parliamentary system. So is it not what we wrote here? What way government will be conceived? Who will tell us? Constitution. What is the nature of the government? Who will tell us? Constitution. What is the design of the government? Who will tell us? Constitution. This is the purpose of Constitution. Am I clear? इसको लिख लीजिए. As well as you wrote till now. हाँ जी, जागिए, लिखो. Be active. You wrote till now. As well as determines the extent of sovereign power of the government, determine the extent of sovereign power of the government and the manner in which this power has to be exercised. This is the complete definition of Constitution. Constitution is the fundamental and the organic law of the nation that establishes the conception, character, and organization of the government, as well as determines the extent of sovereign powers of the government and the manner in which these powers are to be exercised. Did you write all this? देखो, अगर कोई डाउट है, कोई कंफ्यूजन है तो पूछ लेना आप लोग. डू नॉट गो होम विद डाउट और डू नॉट सिट इन अंडर एनी फियर. किसी तरह के डर में या घबराहट में मत बैठना आप लोग. बी फ्री एंड आस्क रेलेवेंट क्वेश्चन, बट देन इट्स योर रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी टू बी अटेंटिव. अटेंटिव तो मैं आपको नहीं कर पाऊंगा, वो आपको खुद ही होना है. सर, हाँ जी, यू नोट दिस? ओके सर, एक्सप्लेन दिस पॉइंट दैट व्हाट इज द पावर ऑफ द गवर्नमेंट and how it has to be used. That's given in the Constitution of India. What is the power of the government and how it has to be used? That's given in the Constitution of India. बताइए सर, सरकार की पावर क्या है और उसको यूज कैसे करना है, कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में दिया हुआ है. What is the power of the government and how it has to be used? That's given in Constitution of India. Give me an example, sir. What is the power of the government and how it has to be used? That's given in Constitution of India. कोई example? लॉ मेकिंग. बहुत बढ़िया भाई. इज इट नॉट द पावर ऑफ द पार्लियामेंट टू मेक लॉ? एंड व्हाट इज द प्रोसेस टू मेक लॉ? इज इट नॉट गिवन इन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन? इज इट ऑल्सो नॉट गिवन दैट मनी बिल कैन नॉट बी ब्रॉट इन राज्यसभा? ये क्या है? आर वी नॉट डिफाइनिंग द पावर्स एंड द लिमिट्स ऑफ द पावर्स? आई गिव यू डिफरेंट एग्जाम्पल. देखिए, एक थोड़ा सा अलग एग्जाम्पल देता हूं आपको, ध्यान दीजिए. सी, what is the extent of the powers of the government? Sir, can government arrest you? अरे क्यों नहीं अरेस्ट कर सकता? कर सकती है. मैं खुद 2 बार हो चुका हूं अरेस्ट. वो मैं ऐसे ही बोल रहा हूं. ओके, हाँ, वैसे तो दे कैन अरेस्ट ऑल्सो विदाउट फॉल्ट ऑल्सो, बट दे शुड नॉट. अरेस्ट कर लिया उन्होंने, हाँ, प्रिवेंटिव भी कर देंगे. अरेस्ट कर लिया उन्होंने. इज कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ऑफ इंडिया गिविंग पावर टू द गवर्नमेंट टू अरेस्ट यू? यस, कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ने सरकार को पावर दी है आपको अरेस्ट करने की, मगर व्हाट इज द मैनर गवर्नमेंट कैन अरेस्ट यू? इज इट गिवन इन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन? गवर्नमेंट कैन अरेस्ट यू, दैट्स गिवन इन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन. व्हाट वे गवर्नमेंट विल अरेस्ट यू? इज इट गिवन इन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन? यस सर, ये भी दिया हुआ है. क्या दिया हुआ है? अंडर आर्टिकल 22 इट इज गिवन दैट व्हेन यू आर बीइंग अरेस्टेड, गवर्नमेंट विल ऑलवेज टेल यू द रीजन ऑफ योर अरेस्ट, व्हाई यू हैव बीन अरेस्टेड. सरकार आपको बताएगी. कहां दिया हुआ है? आर्टिकल 22 में. उसके बाद विद इन 24 आवर्स यू हैव टू बी ब्रॉट बिफोर मजिस्ट्रेट. 24 घंटे के अंदर आपको कहां लाना पड़ेगा? मजिस्ट्रेट के सामने. इज इट गिवन इन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ऑफ इंडिया? सर, यस. That's the manner in which government will use the power of arrest against you. Second example. This is center, this is state. Center, state. Can state dismiss center? No. Can center dismiss state? Yes. Is it given in Constitution? Article 356. This is given in Constitution of India that center can dismiss the state. Magar what way center will dismiss the state? Is it given? Yes sir. Center will dismiss the state only on the ground of violation of the constitutional machinery or failure of the constitutional machinery. The only way center can dismiss the state government if in the state constitutional machinery has failed. So what are the powers of the government against you or against any other government? And how these powers have to be used? That's given in the Constitution of India. Am I clear? Can government of India take your life also? सोच लो सर एक बार. Can government of India take your life? बिल्कुल ले सकते हैं सर. अगर आपने किसी और की लाइफ ली तो सरकार आपकी लाइफ ले लेगी. If you take somebody's life, government will take your life. Under the Article 21, your life can also be taken, provided it is allowed under law. हाँ sir? हाँ, euthanasia also. Only passive. हाँ सर. यहां पर गवर्नमेंट का मतलब ही है द स्टेट. नॉट ओनली गवर्नमेंट, मतलब सीएम नहीं है यहां पे. लेजिस्लेचर, एग्जीक्यूटिव, जुडिशियरी, ऑल थ्री एज ए कंबाइंड एंटिटी, है ना. राइट वन मोर लाइन. इन शॉर्ट, डिड यू राइट टिल नाउ? वट एवर आई रोट, डिड यू राइट? इन शॉर्ट, Constitution is the, in short, Constitution is the rule book of this country. That is, Constitution is the supreme law of land. Constitution is the supreme law of land, and all other laws and customs, Constitution is the supreme law of land, and all other laws and customs, in order to be valid, shall have to conform to the Constitution. Shall have to conform to the Constitution of India. See, I am talking in context of India right now. Shall have to conform to the Constitution. ठीक है सर? Is it okay at the back? Okay. कहने का मतलब ये है, in India, no law and no custom will survive which is not in line with the Constitution. No law and no custom will survive which is against the Constitution of India. जो भी कानून या जो भी कस्टम संविधान के अगेंस्ट जाएगा, उसको उड़ा दिया जाएगा. Give me example of a custom which is illegal since it goes against the values of Constitution of India. Untouchability, child marriage, dowry, और कुछ? सती प्रथा. Sati was a custom, now not allowed, क्योंकि it violates a provision of Constitution. वो कौन सा है? Right to life. Do you know there is a practice in Jains, उसको बोलते हैं सांथारा. सांथारा का मतलब ये है that if you are above 80, मतलब you are old people, you are old person, then under the Jain principles you can give up eating or drinking and eventually you will give up your life. Santhara is a custom. Can Santhara be practiced by a young girl of age 15? No sir. क्योंकि if she does it, it will be seen as a violation of her life. आर्टिकल 21 का वायलेशन है ये. ठीक है सर? ये वो कस्टम है जो संविधान के अगेंस्ट जा रहा है. वन मोर कस्टम. Is it not a custom that women should not be allowed to enter inside Shani Shingnapur temple? Women will not be allowed to enter inside Sabrimala temple. This custom is illegal because this custom goes against the values of Constitution. Preventing entry of women in Sabrimala. Sir, आप बताइए, preventing entry of women in Sabrimala is violation of which principle of the Constitution of India? अभी मैंने बताया था क्लास जब शुरू हुई थी, अनटचेबिलिटी. कंसीडरिंग हर पॉल्यूटेड इज अ प्रैक्टिस कॉल्ड एज अनटचेबिलिटी नाउ. इसके अलावा विमेन बीइंग डिबार्ड फ्रॉम एंटरिंग इनसाइड द टेंपल इज अ वायलेशन ऑफ विच अदर प्रिंसिपल? सर 15 का भी वायलेशन है. लेट मी टेल यू, ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ सेक्स स्टेट कैन नॉट डिस्क्रिमिनेट. इस केस में लॉ बना हुआ है कि विमेन को एंटर इनसाइड नहीं करने देंगे टेंपल के. Are you not discriminating against women? Is not the law discriminating against women? हाँ जी सर. कोई और कस्टम जो कि लॉ कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन के अगेंस्ट है? इंस्टेंट ट्रिपल तलाक, है ना. ट्रिपल तलाक तो अलाउड है. इंस्टेंट ट्रिपल तलाक was a custom as well as a law which has now been turned down because it goes against which principle of the Constitution of India? अगर husband wife made food, husband did not like the food, दाल में नमक कम था, he said तलाक तलाक तलाक. वो मन में बोल रहा होगा, मुंह से निकल गया. Now wife is divorced. This is violation of which principle of the Constitution of India? Giving instant talaq to wife is a violation of which principle of the Constitution of India? Giving arbitrary instant talaq to wife is a violation of which principle of Constitution of India? It's a violation of Article 21 because this goes against the dignity of women. If men can divorce her wife instantly, but wife cannot, is it not against the dignity? And also it's a violation of right to equality, as well as it's a violation of right to equality. Here male prevails over female. ये तो गलत बात है ना? Give me example of the laws which are invalid because they go against the values of the Constitution of India. वो कौन सा कानून था जो कि इलीगल हो गया क्योंकि वो संविधान के अगेंस्ट गया था? बहुत ही बढ़िया. Section 377 is repealed because it goes against the values of the Constitution. Section 377 क्या था? It used to criminalize homosexuality, LGBT relationship. Homosexuality was a crime, no more a crime, because punishing somebody for homosexual behavior is violation of which principle? Punishing somebody for homosexual orientation is violation of which principle? Freedom of dignified life. है कि नहीं है? But you are free to have your whatever sexual, if you feel like, having homosexual behavior, you are free. If somebody pushes you not to have it, he is going against your free life. वो गाना आ रहा है ना, हमें चाहिए आजादी. आजादी कौन सी? हर चीज की आजादी. आजादी of everything. Sexual orientation also. If you want to dress like female even when you are male. उसके अलावा कोई ऐसा भारी Is it making some sense to you or not? हाँ जी, समझ में आ रहा है पीछे? Give me one more example of a law which was turned down because that went against Constitution. हाँ सर, बहुत ही बढ़िया. Any other example of a law which was turned down because that went against constitutional provision? सर, ठीक है. National Judicial Appointment Commission, NJC, was a body to recommend who will be the judge in Supreme Court and who will be the judge in High Court. NJC was a body to recommend who will be the judge in Supreme Court and High Court. NJAC was a body to recommend who will be the judge in Supreme Court and High Court. This was a law made by constitutional amendment. ठीक है ना? NJC को Supreme Court ने बोला ये गलत है. Tell me sir, why did Supreme Court say that this body is a violation of Constitution? Tell me why. कैसे? NJC was a multi-member body. Is a multi-member body who would decide that whether he will become the next judge in Supreme Court or he will become the next judge in Supreme Court. मगर NJC had more members from executive. Executive मतलब Council of Ministers. Council of Ministers मतलब government. NJC was a body to recommend the judges in Supreme Court and High Court. मगर NJC itself had more influence of the executive. Executive मतलब government. Tell me, what is the threat NJC can create to the values of Constitution? Sir, independence of judiciary. If I will decide who will be the next judge, देखो, sir, see this. I am NJC. These two people are equally qualified, but only one person can become the judge. I asked him, you want to become judge? He said, yes. Would you butter me? He said, no. I said, okay. I made him the judge. The point यहाँ पर ये है, I can influence him by giving him a bait that I am right now making you the judge. Once you become judge, you start favoring me. When this judge starts favoring me मतलब क्या? Government. Government had a bigger presence now in NJC. So when he will start favoring the government, what has he lost? Independence, autonomy. And let me tell you, independence of judiciary is one of the crucial aspects of the Constitution of India. NJAC से judiciary की independence और autonomy कम होती थी. NJAC used to reduce the independence of judiciary. That's why Supreme Court declared NJAC as अनकॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल बिकॉज इट वेंट अगेंस्ट वन ऑफ द वैल्यूज ऑफ कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन। वो कौन सी वैल्यू थी सर? एनजेएसी ने कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन की एक वैल्यू को हर्ट किया, वो कौन सी वैल्यू थी? कहीं सुना है? सुना सुना तो लग रहा है ना? बताओ, बिना टेंशन के बताओ। एनजेएसी हर्ट विच वैल्यू ऑफ द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ऑफ इंडिया? अरे सामने लिखा हुआ, अरे लिखा नहीं है मैंने। इंडिपेंडेंस ऑफ जुडिशरी, अभी तो बताया। डिड नॉट एनजेएसी हर्ट इंडिपेंडेंस ऑफ जुडिशरी? यस सर, समझ में आया? ये सिर्फ पहला दिन है, घबराने की जरूरत नहीं है कि आंसर क्वेश्चन क्यों पूछ लिया या आंसर नहीं कर पाया। अभी ऐसे 40 क्लास और है, तो यू विल हैव इनफ टाइम टू अंडरस्टैंड दिस थिंग्स, इनफ टाइम। पॉइंट यहां पे सर मैं आपको इतना बताना चाहता था कि कोई भी लॉ और कस्टम जो संविधान के अगेंस्ट है वो नहीं रहेगा। आई गिव यू सो मेनी एग्जांपल्स। अनटचेबिलिटी नॉट अलाउड क्योंकि इट गोज अगेंस्ट आर्टिकल 17 ऑफ द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन। बैनिंग विमेन इनटू सबरीमला not allowed because it goes against article 21 of the constitution. Female infanticide is a custom, not allowed because it goes against which provision of the constitution of India? Article 21, right to life. अरे बेबी के भी तो right to life है। And I gave you so many examples of the laws also which are illegal because they go against the values of constitution. कौन से example दिए सर मैंने? NGSC was a law, section 377 was a law, both illegal because they went against the provision of the Constitution of India. Am I clear till now? लिखिए, वही लॉ वही कस्टम चलेगा जो संविधान के हिसाब से रहेगा। Only that law, that custom will prevail which goes according to the provisions of Constitution. Any law, any custom which goes against Constitution will not survive. ठीक है सर? हाँ, यहां पे बैठोगे ना इजी रहेगा समझना। उधर से मुझे समझाना भी मुश्किल होगा, आपको समझना भी मुश्किल होगा। Constitution has a special legal sanctity. Constitution of India has a special legal sanctity. Sanctity का मतलब क्या है? बहुत बढ़िया। Sanctity का मतलब है sacred, something which is sacred, something which is holy is said to be having some kind of sanctity. है ना? सैंक्टिटी का मतलब क्या है? समथिंग हैविंग सैंक्टिटी, इसका मतलब क्या है? दैट समथिंग इज सैक्रेड, दैट समथिंग इज होली। इज इट क्लियर? इज कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ऑफ इंडिया होली? इज कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ऑफ इंडिया सैक्रेड? In fact, let me tell you, it's not sacred. It's specially sacred. It's the most sacred book in the legal arena of India. कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ऑफ इंडिया से बड़ी कोई बुक नहीं है लॉ के अंदर। क्यों? देयर इज नो बुक मोर सैक्रेड देन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ऑफ इंडिया। बिल्कुल। मदर हैज अ स्पेशल लीगल सैंक्टिटी और नॉट? क्योंकि मदर हैज गिवन बर्थ टू ऑल ऑफ यू। सिमिलरली व्हाट इज द मदर लॉ? कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन। ओनली बिकॉज ऑफ कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ऑल द लॉज आर देयर, so it will have the sanctity over any other law. मगर सर इससे भी बड़ी चीज है, philosophically सोचो, which is that book in the religious circle which is most secular, which is most sacred for Hindus? Which? भगवद गीता और रामायण। मैंने क्वेश्चन दोबारा सुनिए, which is the book which is considered the most sacred book in at least Hindu religion? हिंदू इसलिए बोल रहा हूं क्योंकि आई नो अबाउट इट, अदरवाइज नो अदर रीजन। ये तो पूछ रहा हूं हिंदुइज्म में कौन सी बुक है जो सबसे बड़ी है? हाँ सर, वेदास। बहुत बढ़िया। व्हाई नॉट भगवद गीता? भगवद गीता इज पार्ट ऑफ, ये सच बात है। सर मुझे डाउट है इस बात पे, आप ये बताओ मुझे, ही इज राइट व्हेन ही सेज वेदास आर द सीनियर, आई मीन इट्स द बेस्ट बुक इन द रिलीजन, देयर इज नो बुक मोर सेक्रेड देन वेदास, नॉट इवन भगवद गीता। वेदास से बड़ी कोई किताब नहीं है रिलीजन के अंदर। जानते हो क्यों? हु रोट भगवद गीता? एक बैच में ने पूछ लिया हु रोट भगवद गीता, तो स्टूडेंट ने आंसर दिया सर रामचरितमानस। भगवद गीता को किसने लिखा है? वेद व्यास। हु रोट महाभारत? अभी इंटरव्यू पूछ लिया उन्होंने तो हंगामा हो जाएगा। हाँ सर, गणेश जी ने लिखी थी, मगर प्री में आएगा तो क्या लिखोगे? वहां तो गणेश जी का ऑप्शन नहीं आएगा। वेद व्यास। हु रोट रामायण? वाल्मीकि। हु रोट वेदास? अबे हर बात में वेद वेद थोड़े लगाना है सर। वेदास वर नॉट रिटन बाय वेद व्यास। हु रोट हु रोट वेदास? वी डू नॉट नो। In fact, we presume that Vedas were written by God. ये माना जाता है, आप देख रहे हैं हिस्ट्री में पढ़ाया जाएगा आपको। We presume that Vedas were written by God. And in religion, who is bigger than God? Nobody. So a book which is written by the omnipotent personality, will that book also not be the most powerful? God से बड़ा कोई है नहीं रिलीजन में। और जिस किताब को खुद भगवान ने लिखा है, उस किताब से बड़ी कोई किताब होगी क्या? नहीं होगी। There is nobody senior to God, and a book written by God himself will also be the senior most book. In democracy, who is the God? God is people. Democracy में भगवान कौन है? लोग. And this God of democracy has written a book. Which is that book? That book is Constitution. So the way Vedas are having a religious value, Constitution is having a legal value, because this book is written by the senior most personality of democracy. वो कौन है? People of India. जिस किताब को खुद आप लोगों ने लिखा है, उससे बड़ी कोई किताब हो ही नहीं सकती। कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ऑफ इंडिया को किसने लिखा है? लोगों ने लिखा है। और डेमोक्रेसी में लोगों से बड़ा कोई नहीं है। People are God in democracy, and God in democracy has written this book itself. That book is known as Constitution. So there is no book which is senior to Constitution, which is bigger than Constitution. Am I clear? Likhiye sir, one more thing. Constitution has a special legal sanctity since it derives its powers and authority. Since it derives its power and authority from people directly. From people directly. And who told you that we have written the Constitution of India? हाँ जी, किसने बताया सर आपको कि आपने लिखी किताब? Preamble. As evident from preamble. As evident from preamble. Preamble में लिखा है ना, we the people of India give to ourselves the Constitution of India. हाँ, as evident from preamble. Last line sir. Constitution of India या खाली कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन लिख लीजिए। कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ऑल्सो रेगुलेट्स द रिलेशनशिप बिटवीन द स्टेट मतलब गवर्नमेंट इन दिस कंटेक्स्ट, रिलेशनशिप बिटवीन द स्टेट एंड द सिटीजन्स, रिलेशनशिप बिटवीन द स्टेट्स एंड द सिटीजन्स। इज इट क्लियर? गिव मी एन एग्जांपल। आपका और आपकी सरकार के बीच का क्या रिश्ता है, यह भी संविधान में दिया हुआ है। इसका एग्जांपल क्या है सर? व्हाट इज द रिलेशनशिप बिटवीन यू एंड योर गवर्नमेंट? दैट्स आल्सो गिवन इन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ऑफ इंडिया। एग्जांपल? यस, गवर्नमेंट विल बी इलेक्टेड बाय पीपल। इज इट गिवन इन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन? यस, गवर्नमेंट विल बी इलेक्टेड बाय यू, दैट्स गिवन इन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन। उसके बाद गवर्नमेंट विल हैव टू रेस्पेक्ट सम फंडामेंटल राइट्स। इज इट गिवन इन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन? यस, एंड यू हैव सम फंडामेंटल ड्यूटीज टुवर्ड्स गवर्नमेंट। इज इट गिवन? दैट्स आल्सो गिवन इन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन। ठीक है सर? हाउ विल यू कम्युनिकेट विद द गवर्नमेंट? व्हाट आर योर राइट्स अगेंस्ट गवर्नमेंट? What are the duties of the government against you, sorry, towards you? That's all given in the Constitution of India. Anything which you want to ask right now, you can ask without any kind of pressure. अगर कुछ पूछने का मन है तो अभी पूछिए, इससे पहले मैं आगे बढ़ूं. हाँ जी सर. सर ये तो मैं आपको बताऊंगा अभी, ये अभी बताऊंगा, ये छुपा रखा है मैंने, इस तीर को बताऊंगा अभी. वैसे अभी मैं ब्रेक दूंगा आपको 5 मिनट बाद. You want a break right now or should I start now? Huh? Take a break of 5 minutes. Wait. After that we reassemble within 5 minutes. Then I'll take a very special topic. बहुत ही conceptual है, बहुत ही जरूरी है. Point clear? I'll explain you what is the meaning of legislature, what is the meaning of executive, what is the meaning of the whole concept. ठीक है? 5 मिनट के ब्रेक के बाद let's meet again. Tell me, how many of you are clear about this fact that what is judiciary, what is legislature, what is executive? Or are you clear about these things, that who is an MLC, who is an MP? How many of you are not clear about this concept known as MLC, MP, executive, legislature? Raise your hands without any kind of hesitation. Many of you. Okay. अब ये क्या है, now when I take the classes, in the first class itself I'll tell these things to people, because I've seen people who have cleared this exam also, somehow with God grace they cleared the exam, but the concepts were very hollow. They did not even know the difference between MLC and MLA. So now I make a practice that in every batch I clear these things. Okay, now I am laying a very conceptual ground for you people to study polity. Try to understand this, and I am not discussing the topic in detail. I am discussing particular things also, only because conceptually they are very much required. Whatever I am explaining, try to understand that. Eventually when I take the relevant topic, I'll discuss that in detail. ठीक है सर? पहले आप मुझे बताइए कि what is the job of legislature? क्या करता है वो? Makes law. Legislature makes law. What is the job of executive? मिश्रा जी एसी चलाना है. बोले जाओ executive. यहां तक सही है? Sir, give me example that law was made and then law was implemented. Conceptually ये चीजें बहुत जरूरी हैं. आप कितना समझते हो वो आपके ऊपर है. I'll try to give my best. हाँ जी. GST. GST was made a law by Parliament. Give me an example how GST is implemented. Parliament gave example. समझो इस बात को. This is legislature. She gave me a law. Sir, this is GST. My job is executive. As executive, my job is to implement the law, GST. How will I implement the law? I will implement the law क्योंकि I am executive. I'll come to all of you. Do you give service? He will say yes. You earn more than 20 lakhs? He will say yes. Please give me what? GST. I'll go to him. Do you sell something? He said yes. I said, is it more than 20 lakhs? He said yes. Give me GST. I'll go to her. Do you give service? Yes. Do you earn more than 20 lakhs? She said no. Okay. Then I moved to him. Do you earn more than 20 lakhs? Do you give service? He said yes. Give me GST. I am collecting GST on ground from the people who are eligible to pay GST. When I'm coming to collect GST from you, am I making the law or am I implementing the law? I am implementing the law because I am the finance minister of this country. And being the finance minister, I am implementing the law. Parliament law banata hai, minister usko implement karte hain. I gave you an example how law is implemented. Is it clear? Give me one more example that law is made and then law is implemented. एक example और दीजिए. हाँ जी आप बताओ. Law is made and then law is implemented also on ground. कोई भी example. हाँ बिल्कुल वो भी है. कोई ऐसा भी जो सबको समझ में भी आ जाए आसानी से, हल्का? आधार है, बिल्कुल. गवर्नमेंट मेड अ लॉ, आधार बिल, कि भाई एवरीबडी विल बी गिवन आधार नंबर फॉर विच यू हैव टू गिव योर बायोमेट्रिक डिटेल. Is not then a system coming to you and asking you, sir, come, give me your biometric detail, give me your iris scan, give me your fingerprint, and then they will issue a number. Now this machinery who is taking your biometric detail and giving a number, this machinery is known as executive, because this executive or these people are implementing the law. Madhya Pradesh made a law that anybody assaulting a child, female child, less than 12, can be given death sentence, sexual assault. ये law तो बन गया, मगर on ground who will implement it? On ground it will be implemented by police. One who will assault the child sexually less than 12, police will arrest him. Then police is a part of executive, and police is working under which minister? Home Minister. So when police comes to arrest you, who has actually asked them to come to arrest you? Home Minister. Is it clear till now? देखिए स्टेप बाय स्टेप चलते हैं. क्वेश्चन नंबर 2. इन इंडिया लॉ इज मेड एट द लेवल ऑफ इंडिया और इन द स्टेट्स? बोथ. इन इंडिया लॉ इज मेड फॉर द कंट्री ऑल्सो बाय यूनियन लेजिस्लेचर, एंड लॉ इज मेड इन द स्टेट्स ऑल्सो बाय द स्टेट लेजिस्लेचर. अब देखिए सर, व्हेन आई से यूनियन लेजिस्लेचर or central legislature or the legislature for India, what do I mean by this? Parliament. Legislature at the level of India, law-making machinery at the level of India is known as Parliament, and this Parliament is equal to Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha? Is equal to Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha both. ये है सर Parliament. देखिए ये कॉन्सेप्ट्स लोगों के वीक होते हैं, इसलिए मैं स्पेसिफिकली लेता हूं उसको अलग से. नाउ ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड एज मच एज यू कैन. इनफैक्ट ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड एवरीथिंग. राज्यसभा एंड दिस इज लोकसभा. टुगेदर इट बिकम्स, एक सेकेंड, President is also part of it, but I don't want to confuse the whole concept. That's why I'm not including president. Technically तो president भी आते हैं, मगर अभी मैं उनकी बात नहीं करूंगा for a reason. Parliament right now just consider it's equal to Lok Sabha plus Rajya Sabha. Is it clear? Which member is known as MP? Member of Rajya Sabha or member of Lok Sabha? अरे आंसर सही दिया, चेंज क्यों करो? MP की फुल फॉर्म क्या है? Member of Parliament. And who is Parliament? Lok Sabha as well as Rajya Sabha. So whether you are member Rajya Sabha, you are part of Parliament, member of Parliament. Whether you are member Lok Sabha, you are part of Parliament, you are member of Parliament. Member Rajya Sabha, member Lok Sabha, both are known as MP, member of Parliament. बहुत लोगों को ये लगता है लोक सभा मेंबर होते हैं MP. दोनों MP है. Is it clear? Rajya Sabha, Lok Sabha, which is a constitutional body. Both, दोनों का मेंशन संविधान में है. How many are the total members in Rajya Sabha as per the current law? हाँ जी सर, बहुत ही बढ़िया. I'll take Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha separately also. अभी मैं सिर्फ आपको एक ब्रॉड आइडिया दे रहा हूं. There are 245 MPs in Rajya Sabha. Lok Sabha में कितने MP होते हैं? 545 MPs. Out of these 245 MPs and these 545 MPs, let's talk about Lok Sabha first. Out of these 545 MPs, are they elected or are they nominated or both? 543 MPs are, हाँ जी, are elected. कौन इलेक्ट करता है इनको? P. Directly or indirectly? Directly. अभी होने वाले in the April exam. I mean, these are due. Elected by people. And 2 MPs are not elected, but they become member Lok Sabha because they have some attribute in them. They belong to community known as Anglo-Indian community, and these 2 MPs who are from Anglo-Indian community, they are not elected, they are directly made the member of the house, matlab they are known as nominated members. And who will nominate them? President of India. Sir, example only, suppose you are Anglo-Indian, so you are a citizen of Holland, England, America or Switzerland? Europe. If you are Anglo-Indian MP, then you are a citizen of England, Holland, Switzerland, Netherlands, America. ये बोल रहे हैं मैं एंग्लो इंडियन हूं. शुड आई टेक अ डिप? टेंशन लेनी चाहिए मुझे? ये एंग्लो इंडियन बोलते हैं अपने आप को तो. हाँ जी सर. एंग्लो इंडियंस आर सिटीजन ऑफ विच कंट्री? If somebody comes to you and he says I am an Anglo-Indian, do not take any tension. He's as Indian as you are. Okay? फर्क सिर्फ इतना है, he has got English blood. Either his father was an English or his grandfather was an English. Father or grandfather, not mother or grandmother. Okay? English blood है इनके अंदर, मगर आज ये सिटीजन कहाँ के हैं? इंडिया के. Anglo-Indians are Indian but they have English blood. That's it. To give them a voice in law making, we just appoint them. We just made them a member in the house. Is it clear, sir? कैसे अपॉइंट होते हैं, कौन करता है, कितने साल के लिए करता है? I'll tell when I take लोकसभा. उसके बाद let's come to this. राज्यसभा. How many total members are there in राज्यसभा? Sir? कितने total member? 245 सामने लिखा है. 245 में से how many are elected and how many are nominated or all are elected? 12 MPs are becoming member of Rajya Sabha not by winning election, but they are directly made the member. मतलब these MPs are nominated MPs. ये MP कहां से आ रहे हैं सर? Nomination जीत के. Okay? Nomination मतलब say have got some special attribute in them. They have got some special qualification with them. That's why they are member, not because they have won any election. Okay? What is a special quality in these people that they have been nominated to Rajya Sabha? भाई हेमा, जया, रेखा, तेंदुलकर, मैरी कॉम, these are all what? Nominated member Rajya Sabha. For what special quality or skill or experience they are nominated? Sir, they have got huge experience in the area of art, science, आगे social service or literature and sports. As per Constitution of India, sports is not the ground to nominate somebody. Magar Tendulkar and Mary Kom has been given exception by Supreme Court. Because Supreme Court says even if the word is not there, purpose is to be fulfilled. ये डिस्कशन क्या है मैं बाद में बताऊंगा आपको. कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में सिर्फ 4 ही वर्ड लिखे हैं: आर्ट, साइंस, सोशल सर्विस एंड लिटरेचर. If you have experience in these areas, you can be nominated as a member of Rajya Sabha. And who will nominate them, sir? President of India. They will be nominated by President of India. बचे कितने? 245 में से 12 गए, कितना? सी साइड भी तो आएगा. हाँ जी सर, 233. 233 MPs जो बच गए, from where they will come? They will come after winning an election. मतलब these 233 MPs are elected MPs. 12 are nominated. Is it clear? कौन इलेक्ट करता है, कैसे इलेक्ट होते हैं? I'll tell eventually everything. बाद में मैं आपको ये सारी बातें बताऊंगा. सर दिख रहा है? पक्की बात, कल से कॉपी लेके आना. ठीक है, ये हो गया. This was about यूनियन लेजिस्लेचर. लॉ मेकिंग बॉडी तो यही है सेंटर में. When they will make law, the law will apply on whole of India. Second, is law made in the state also? स्टेट में बनती है. law making process is at state also? How many chambers are there at central level to make law? 2 chamber मतलब house, 2 house है, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. How many chambers are there to make law in the states? 1. In 7 states, these are 2. Which are those 7 states which have got 2 houses to make law in the state? वो 7 स्टेट कौन से हैं जहां पर लॉ बनाने के लिए 2 हाउस होते हैं, लोअर हाउस एंड अपर हाउस? महाराष्ट्र, कर्नाटका. देखो पेयरिंग कर लो ना, महाराष्ट्र के साथ कौन सा लगता है? कर्नाटका. यूपी के साथ बिहार, आंध्र के साथ तेलंगाना, एंड देन रिमेनिंग इज जम्मू कश्मीर. 7 states which have got 2 houses to make law are Maharashtra, Karnataka, UP, Bihar, Telangana, Andhra, and Jammu Kashmir. Remaining states are having only 1 house to make law. देखिए, let's say this is the 1 house to make law, and in the states where there are 2 houses to make law, these are the 2 houses. In the state law making body, what is the name given to the law making house? जहां पर एक ही हाउस होता है, क्या नाम देते हैं सर? बहुत बढ़िया. That house is known as legislative assembly. Legislative assembly is the law making body in the state. And in the state where there are 2 houses to make law, 1 house is same, legislative assembly, lower house, and upper house, legislative council. Legislative council. Is it clear? Just add member to them, you get the person. Member of legislative assembly, short form MLA. The members of the lower house of the state law making body are known as MLA. Is it clear? Is it visible sir? दिख रहा है आपको वहां से? Assembly के members को हम क्या बोलते हैं? MLA. Similarly, let's say this is the law making body of Maharashtra. Lower house के members को क्या बोलेंगे सर? MLA. M लगाना है बस. Member of legislative assembly. And the members of the upper house will be known as MLC. M लगा दो बस. Member of legislative council. हाँ? Council? ठीक है? Clear? MLA. Appointed, nominated, both or none? Both, sir. How many MLAs in the states are elected? State में कितने MLA का election होता है? It varies from state to state. More population of the state, more MLAs. Less population, less MLAs. So, let's say there are X number of MLAs. They are elected by people directly or indirectly, sir? अभी होते हैं ना स्टेट में इलेक्शन होते हैं कर्नाटका में. They are elected directly by people of the state. Point clear, sir? And how many members are nominated? मतलब they become member not by winning election, but because they have got some special attribute in them. कितने member ऐसे हैं जो nomination से आते हैं MLA? How many MLAs become member of the assembly not by winning election, but they are nominated? 1, not more than 1. 1 MLA is nominated. 1 MLA is nominated in the assembly. Nomination करता कौन है इनका? Governor or the president of the CM? Governor will nominate the MLA. Governor will nominate the MLA in the state assembly. And what reason you have been nominated as MLA in the state? Same. Same मतलब? अरे नहीं. Same मतलब क्या? भाई लोकसभा lower house, assembly lower house. On what grounds the member is nominated on the lower house? Anglo-Indian. This man is also nominated because he belongs to Anglo-Indian community. One MLA is nominated because he belongs to Anglo-Indian community. Is it clear till now? Huh, sir, are you with me or not on this? ठीक है. हाँ सर. सब पर्पस क्या है, कैसे होते हैं, ये सब मैं बताऊंगा आपको, हर चीज बताऊंगा. बट आई वांट टू टेक द असेंबली. Okay, because if I start discussing all these things now, we'll just deviate from the main course. Who have been elected by you? Directly. Which is closer to you? Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha? Lok Sabha, क्योंकि these members are elected directly by you. तो lower house कौन सा हो गया? लोक सभा. Upper house कौन सा है? राज्य सभा. Out of the two, which is the popular house? Lok Sabha, because these members are, sir, popular house क्यों है लोक सभा? क्योंकि these members are popular among you, these members have been elected by you. It's a group of people who are so popular. मशहूर लोग हैं ये. स्टेट में, which is the lower house? असेंबली. अगर दो हाउस है तो लोअर हाउस इज असेंबली, अपर हाउस इज काउंसिल. पॉपुलर हाउस इज असेंबली एंड द अदर इज अनपॉपुलर. उसे कुछ नहीं बोलते. नीचे वाला क्या है? पॉपुलर. नाउ लेट्स से दिस स्टेट हैज गॉट टू हाउसेस टू मेक लॉ. लोअर हाउस इज असेंबली, अपर हाउस इज काउंसिल. मेंबर ऑफ द अपर हाउस आर नोन एज MLC, लोअर हाउस आर नोन एज MLA. आगे, इन दिस members will be nominated or elected or both, sir? Both. How many members will be nominated? Will it vary from state to state? Maximum one. One MLA, not more than one MLA will be nominated. Nominate कौन करेगा? Governor करेगा. And on what factor he is nominated? हाँ जी, Anglo-Indian है इसलिए उसको nominate किया जाएगा. We want to give Anglo-Indian the voice in law making. क्योंकि अंग्रेज यहां पे उन्होंने इतना रूल किया. There is a big community which belong to which group? Anglo-Indian group. We don't want their aspiration also to be lost in law making process. उनको भी हमने इन्वॉल्व कर लिया. उनकी आवाज भी खोनी नहीं चाहिए ना. And again, there are any number of MLA, Z number of MLAs who are elected directly by people. Is it visible from every angle? If you have a problem, ask. Sir, दिखाई दे रहा है? MLC. Are MLCs elected, nominated? हाँ बोलो. हाँ, अगर वहां पे ऑलरेडी इनफ MLA है तो एंग्लो इंडियन, तो नॉट मोर देन वन का मतलब जीरो भी हो सकता है. If हाँ, of all the MLAs, मिनिमम एक तो होना ही चाहिए. अगर इसमें नहीं है, सुनो, if he is not getting elected, then he will be brought through the process of nomination. I may be Anglo-Indian, I may win the election, I am already present in the assembly. But in a state where there is no Anglo-Indian winning the election, here we will find somebody and he will be nominated.
Sir, then constituencies are defined in each state. For MLA elections as well. So, sir, if the Anglo-Indian is not there from any constituency, means he is not elected, he is nominated. So, the number of seats increased by one.
No, सीट्स तो उतनी रहने वाली है. वन इज फॉर नॉमिनेशन. कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंसीज तो फिक्स है. कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंसीज आर फिक्स. एट से आई एम जस्ट विनिंग इलेक्शन फ्रॉम लखनऊ कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंसी, बट बाय डिफॉल्ट आई एम एंग्लो-इंडियन ऑल्सो. सो डिड एंग्लो-इंडियन फाइंड अ एंट्री हियर? Yes, तो हो गई. Now we need not even nominate.
Sir, for example, the seats are 90, and we have already elected an Anglo-Indian. So there is no need to nominate another Anglo-Indian. So will the number of MLA sitting will be 89?
Yes, then in that case total MLAs. हाँ, in the assembly. Yes, the constituencies are fixed. मगर whether we'll have nomination or not, that's not fixed. We have just to give them a voice. If he's not finding a voice here, that's the other way entry. समझे आप? हाँ सर. यस, बिल्कुल. पर्पस देखो ना, पर्पस सिर्फ उनको एक आवाज देने का है, अगर यहां पर नहीं है तो यहां पे।
सर अगर 543 में से 543 में ही दो एंग्लो इंडियन है, तो सर लोकसभा पूरी टर्म के लिए 543 एमपी।
सर हमेशा दो एंग्लो इंडियन यहां पर नॉमिनेट होते ही हैं लोकसभा के अंदर।
अगर इलेक्ट हो गया आगे दो एंग्लो इंडियन,
तब भी यहां पे नॉमिनेट होंगे। लोकसभा इज नॉट कंप्लीटली पैरेलल टू असेंबली एंड राज्यसभा इज नॉट कंप्लीटली पैरेलल टू काउंसिल। समझे आप? हम्म 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 90 है, उनमें से मान लीजिए किसी भी एक कॉन्स्टिट्यूंसी में कोई एक एंग्लो इंडियन आ गया चुन के, ठीक है ना, तो वो तो जीत गया, उसको प्रेजेंस मिल गई। इन दैट केस वी मे नॉट गो फॉर नॉमिनेशन, और अगर नहीं जीता तो द वे टू गेट हिम इन इज नॉमिनेशन। देखो अभी सुनो मेरी बात, कॉन्स्टिट्यूंसी कोई नहीं मिलेगी उसको, क्योंकि कॉन्स्टिट्यूंसी का मतलब ये होता है ही इज गेटिंग एंट्री इनटू बाय विनिंग एन इलेक्शन। ये विन के थोड़ी ना आ रहा है, जीत के थोड़ी ना आ रहा है। सारे जरूरी नहीं है कॉन्स्टिट्यूंसी को रिप्रेजेंट करें ही करें। आर यू गेटिंग मी और नॉट? यार देखो, हाँ जी सर, यही लॉजिक लगाना राज्यसभा पे लगाओ। हाँ तो फिर विल दीज 12 एमपीज रिप्रेजेंट स्टेट्स? फिर बट दे रिप्रेजेंट स्टेट। ऐसा नहीं है कि जो लॉजिक यहां लगेगा वो यहां भी लगेगा। डू नॉट ड्रॉ पैरेलल एट दिस स्टेज। ओके, अभी पैरेलल ड्रॉ मत करो। अंडरस्टूड और नॉट?
फॉर एग्जांपल हरियाणा में 90 सीट्स है सर, तो 90 के 90 पे इलेक्शन होता है,
हाँ
और सर फिर 90 एमएलए ही जाते हैं, तो सर ये नॉमिनेटेड वाला तो कोई होता ही नहीं सर।
आप हरियाणा एमएलए से हो, असेंबली से हो? असेंबली देखी आपने?
असेंबली में 91 हो गए।
हाँ, तो फिर अभी नहीं है वहां पे, तो पता नहीं है, तो फिर ये बोला पता नहीं है। अभी वो नहीं है, आप ये तो नहीं बोल सकते ना। पर्पस यही है। हरियाणा में क्या होता है, ये पहले हरियाणा में जाओ और फिर वहां जाके देखो एंड देन फाइंड आउट दीज पीपल आर नॉट देयर टू रिप्रेजेंट अ कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंसी, दीज पीपल आर देयर टू रिप्रेजेंट द कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंसी। ओके, यहां पर भी वही है। एंड व्हेन आई टेक लोकसभा राज्यसभा, आई टेक दैट इन डिटेल। अभी अपने आप को कंफ्यूज करोगे तो कंफ्यूज हो जाओगे। आई कैन गिव ऑल द आंसर्स बट द पॉइंट इज दैट आई डोंट वांट टू स्ट्रेच द डिस्कशन बियॉन्ड दिस। इनको भी स्पेशल नॉलेज है हरियाणा की, इसलिए इन्होंने ये बात करी है। आपको मैं ये बात में लेके नहीं जाना चाहता, बिकॉज यू नो द पॉइंट इज नॉट टू कंफ्यूज यू, पॉइंट टू ले अ फोरग्राउंड। अभी आपने क्वेश्चन पूछा था ना कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंसी वाला, ये लोग स्टेट को रिप्रेजेंट करते हैं, क्या ये स्टेट को रिप्रेजेंट करते हैं? सो विच स्टेट दे विल रिप्रेजेंट? नो स्टेट। सो डू नॉट ड्रॉ पैरेलल बिटवीन द टू। Okay, similarly, do not draw parallel between the two. He may not represent a constituency. He may represent a race. ठीक है? हाँ जी। I'll decide, sir. I'll explain everything. How many classes? 40. Okay. Everything will be explained, but not in the first class. The point is, मैं फिर repeat कर रहा हूँ, I don't want to confuse all of you, because if I start discussing all these things, I'll just forget this, and you will also forget this. Point is to give you the basic understanding today. Eventually, everything will be discussed. But if you want everything today, I can give that also. हाँ जी, असेंबली आज ही खत्म करनी है। देखिए, is this clear? I just gave you an idea about legislature. How many houses are there? How the members are elected and nominated, and what is the purpose? Now the point is this: when you go for Lok Sabha elections, ध्यान दीजिए, when you go for Lok Sabha elections, do you go for Lok Sabha elections to elect the MPs or to elect the government? MPs. Question I repeat: when you go for Lok Sabha elections, you go for Lok Sabha elections to appoint the MPs or to have the government? Last time, when you go for Lok Sabha election, you have Lok Sabha elections to have MPs Lok Sabha or to have the government? Last time, when you go for Lok Sabha election, you go for Lok Sabha election to have MPs or the government? अरे बहुत बार बार मैं एक ही क्वेश्चन क्यों पूछ रहा हूं? बहुत समझिए आप इस बात को। लोकसभा इलेक्शंस होंगे, अभी होंगे। क्या ये ये टेडी नहीं, पार्लियामेंट है. ओके, ये है सर लोकसभा, ये है राज्यसभा. राज्यसभा छोटी होती है ना, 245 मेंबर्स, इसमें 545 है. इन दिस क्रॉस का मतलब ये है एमपीस. क्रॉस किसी इंटेंशन से नहीं किया, ऐसे रिप्रेजेंटेशन के लिए किया. एमपी राज्यसभा, एमपी लोकसभा. ठीक है सर. आफ्टर हाउ मेनी इयर्स राज्यसभा इज रिफॉर्म्ड, रिकॉन्स्टिट्यूटेड? कितने साल बाद राज्यसभा दोबारा बनाई जाती है? राज्यसभा इज नेवर रिकॉन्स्टिट्यूटेड. राज्यसभा इज ऑलवेज देयर. After every 2 years, some members retire and some members enter. Lok Sabha. After how many years Lok Sabha is formed again? 5 years. Abhi election hone wale. After the elections Lok Sabha, we are going to have elections Lok Sabha to elect these people. हम जो election करने जा रहे हैं, we are going for elections so that we can have MP Lok Sabha. मगर how did I say that the Lok Sabha elections are not only held to pick up your MPs, but also to pick up your government? Answer ये है, after the Lok Sabha elections, ध्यान दीजिए, after the Lok Sabha elections, we calculate that which is the party which got more than 50% of all the seats in Lok Sabha. Lok Sabha elections के बाद हम ये डिसाइड करते हैं कि किस पार्टी को 50% से ज्यादा क्या मिली? सीट्स. Now let's say party A got 30% of all the seats in Lok Sabha और Parliament. Only Lok Sabha. Lok Sabha में जितनी भी सीट थी 30% सीट्स किसको मिल गई? पार्टी ए को. Let's say party B got 52% seats in Lok Sabha. Party C got 8% seats in Lok Sabha. Party D got 10% seats in Lok Sabha. This way we got the distribution of the seats to the party. Who will form the government? Bas. Party B will form the government. That's clear. Now one thing which is clear after Lok Sabha election is that which party will form the government. Now where is the PM? Head of party B will be the PM. ध्यान से सुनिएगा आप. Head of party B will be the PM. And that person who is the head of party B, the PM, will be from Lok Sabha or from Rajya Sabha or either of the two. Either of the two. समझिए इस बात को. Elections were held. UPA 1 came to power. UPA 1 came to power because UPA as a group had more than 50% seats in Lok Sabha. UPA के पास 50% से ज्यादा सीट आ गई. कहां पर? लोकसभा के अंदर. ये तो क्लियर है that head of UPA will form the government. That time head of UPA was declared by UPA as whom? Manmohan Singh. And let me tell you, that time Manmohan Singh was not the member Lok Sabha. Manmohan Singh was the member Rajya Sabha. And thus, in the case of Manmohan Singh became PM of India in spite of being the member of Rajya Sabha. Abhi is case mein BJP got more than 50% seats. Leader of BJP was Modi, and Modi was a member of Lok Sabha. Lok Sabha elections are held only to decide which party will form the government. The leader of the party can be from Lok Sabha or can be from Rajya Sabha. So PM can be from Lok Sabha, PM can also be from Rajya Sabha. yahan tak sahi hai? Now, first we decide which party will form the government. Then we decide who will be the leader of the party, PM. And then PM hunts for his ministers. Now just assume that I am the PM because my party got more than 50% seats in Lok Sabha. Now I will hunt for my ministers. From where will I bring my ministers? From Rajya Sabha or Lok Sabha? Both. मैं अपने मिनिस्टर लोकसभा से भी लाऊंगा और राज्यसभा से भी लाऊंगा. Let's say I was the PM. I picked up these people from Rajya Sabha and I picked up these people from Lok Sabha. All of them became minister. This is the newly formed Lok Sabha. This is Rajya Sabha. My party has more than 50% seats in Lok Sabha. I am the leader of the party, so I became PM. I picked up some people from Rajya Sabha. इनको उठा लिया. I picked up some people from Lok Sabha. Combined group is known as Council of Ministers, and this Council of Ministers or club of ministers or group of ministers is what you call as executive. Or in layman language, this is what you call as government. जिसको हम गाली देते ना हर बात के लिए. लाइट चली गई, गवर्नमेंट बिक गई है. प्री नहीं निकला, गवर्नमेंट बिक गई है. Whatever bad happens, we abuse somebody and that somebody is this Council of Ministers. Point clear? वो ऐड नहीं आता ये गवर्नमेंट बिक गई है. वो किसकी बात कर रहे हैं? इनकी. यहां तक सही है? If this is clear, tell me. सर क्लियर यहां तक? सर आप बताओ लास्ट में जो टीका लगाया बोलो. पीछे मुड़ के ना देखें, कृपया करके मुझे देखें. अरे मुझे देखो, सबका नंबर आएगा, आपका भी आएगा, चिंता मत करो. देखो ये जो है सर, ये शेडेड पोर्शन में है. दीज पीपल आर मिनिस्टर्स और दे आर एमपीज. बहुत बढ़िया. सही बोला गलत बोला? बहुत. दीज पीपल आर एमपीज फर्स्ट एंड देन दे बिकेम मिनिस्टर. यही है पार्लियामेंट्री फॉर्म ऑफ गवर्नमेंट. सरकार कहां से निकाली आपने? फ्रॉम द पार्लियामेंट. मतलब government is a baby of the legislature. Executive is a sub part of legislature. सरकार कहां से निकली है? पार्लियामेंट से, legislature से. ये है parliamentary system. Every minister is also a lawmaker. Every minister is also an MP. This is a feature of parliamentary system of government. In America, where they follow presidential system, no minister is a lawmaker and no lawmaker is a minister. अमेरिका वाली बात मैं आपको कल परसों बताऊंगा, अभी वो भूल जाओ थोड़ी देर के लिए. जस्ट फोकस हियर. हियर वन पर्सन इज प्लेइंग डबल रोल. फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर अरुण जेटली फॉर एग्जांपल. अरुण जेटली इज मिनिस्टर और एमपी बोथ. इन पार्लियामेंट ही इज एमपी, व्हेन इन मिनिस्ट्री ही इज मिनिस्टर. ये है पार्लियामेंट्री सिस्टम ऑफ गवर्नमेंट. एम आई क्लियर टिल नाउ? अब इसको आप कॉन्सेप्ट को समझ लीजिए. मैं फिर रिपीट कर रहा हूं लास्ट टाइम. एंड डू नॉट थिंक एनीथिंग राइट नाउ बियॉन्ड दिस. हर चीज जब तक कोर्स खत्म होगा आपको क्लियर हो जाएगी, मगर आज अभी आप सिर्फ इतने फोकस कीजिए. देखिए, दिस पार्टी फॉर्म द गवर्नमेंट बिकॉज दिस पार्टी हैड मोर देन 50% सीट्स इन लोकसभा. द डे फॉर वॉट एवर रीजन द पार्टीज सीट इन लोकसभा goes less than 50, then the party has lost its popularity in Lok Sabha and that day government will fall. The day party B will have less than 50% seats in Lok Sabha for whatever reason, party B will lose power because party B presence in Lok Sabha is now less than 50%. ऐसा क्या हो सकता है? What can so happen that party B share in Lok Sabha goes less than 50%? Defection. Defection मतलब party B members can join other parties or somebody, let's say party, छोड़ो इस बात को भी, इतना समझ में आया आपको? शेयर 50% से कम हो गया तो पार्टी मेजॉरिटी लूज कर जाएगी, सरकार गिर जाएगी. क्लियर? एनी क्वेश्चन रिगार्डिंग दिस? नेक्स्ट सेशन हैज टू बिगिन. 15 मिनट का सेशन होगा इसके बाद. हाँ सर, इससे रिलेटेड कोई इशू? बहुत लोगों को यही कॉन्सेप्ट क्लियर नहीं होते. हाँ जी बिल्कुल सर. नॉमिनेटेड मेंबर कैन ऑल्सो बी मिनिस्टर. The only condition to be minister is that you have to be the member of parliament. और यही चीज स्टेट में भी होती है. The same design is in state also. फर्क इतना है कि in the state where there is only one house, we do the calculation only in that house. Assembly election हुए, the party which got more than 50% seats in assembly, the party will form the government. Leader of the party will be the CM, and then CM will look for his ministers. कहां से? फ्रॉम द असेंबली. अब आप यहां ये बोलोगे कैन अ पर्सन बिकम मिनिस्टर इफ इज नॉट अ मेंबर ऑफ पार्लियामेंट. कैन पूछोगे तो आंसर है यस, मगर मैंने फिर ये एक्सप्लेन नहीं किया क्योंकि ये अननेसेसरी कंफ्यूज करेगा स्टेज के ऊपर. ओके, डिड यू गेट द बेसिक्स और नॉट? हाँ जी. क्या सर, दोबारा बोलो. हाँ, क्या होता है सर रोटेशन विद इन द सीएम? There is no compulsion to rotate the COM. Let me tell you. If compulsion is there, it can be the compulsion of politics or it can be compulsion of some other reason. For example, Manohar Parrikar is not in good health. Then his portfolio as a defense minister, तब वो defense minister थे ना, can be taken away from him and can be given to somebody else. For example, we go for elections. Then I pick his portfolio, और वो काम मैं किसी और को दे दूंगा so that these ministers can be free for election. ये अननेसेसरी के क्वेश्चन है इस टाइम पे, बिकॉज दिस कैन एड टू कंफ्यूजन देन टू क्लैरिटी. आई डोंट वांट टू आंसर दिस काइंड ऑफ क्वेश्चन एट दिस स्टेज. कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन है कि नहीं है, क्यों है, ये सब पता चलेगा धीरे धीरे. ये डिजाइन क्लियर हुआ आपको? इनफ. नाउ यू गो फॉर द सेक्शन एंड लेट मी टेल यू, व्हेन यू कम फॉर द नेक्स्ट क्लास, प्लीज कम आफ्टर प्रिपेयरिंग विद द फर्स्ट क्लास इटसेल्फ. आज कुछ ऐसा था नहीं जो आप तैयार करके लाओ, बट देन कम विद वॉट एवर यू कैन रीड फ्रॉम इंडियन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन एट वर्क. इफ यू गो फॉर एनसीईआरटी, आप खरीद लें आज ही, पर एनसीईआरटी आप खरीदो ना खरीदो, एक चीज खरीद लीजिए. टुडे गो होम एंड बाय द सिलेबस and also buy the previous year question of pre as well as mains. Just have an idea what kind of questions come in exam, so that accordingly you can orient your preparation. From today itself, start reading the paper, start making the notes. Which paper? कोई भी इंडियन एक्सप्रेस या हिंदू आता तो हिंदू, उसको बदलने की जरूरत नहीं है. And start going through the debate, one debate daily. It's in your interest, long term interest. हाँ सर. No sir. At one time you can be part of only one legislature, not both. क्योंकि India has government at two different levels. You cannot be part of both, and they are both separate. उनका आपस में इंटरकनेक्शन होता तो फिर भी एक घड़ी को मान लेते. Yes. हाँ जी. See, maximum strength of COM is fixed, but number is not fixed. You cannot have a strength of COM more than 15% of the strength of Lok Sabha. मैक्सिमम फिक्स है, मगर कितना नंबर होगा विद इन मैक्सिमम यू डिसाइड. यू मतलब पीएम. क्लियर? ठीक है, थैंक यू वेरी मच. बट देन सिट फॉर द नेक्स्ट सेशन फॉर 15 minutes ओनली. ओके.